Anyway, welcome back, Dice Dragons, Psychic Unicorns, and Queer Witches, to another episode of ESPD&D presents Heavensfire with an S, the queer D&D show, where we pull tarot cards that directly influence the game and lots of chaos. We're going to try and dive right in to the narrative again tonight, and we're running a little late, so thank you everybody for being patient with us. But just to go around the room, obviously this is what I do. I'm here every other Saturday. Next weekend we'll be at Anime Boston, so come say hello to us at Anime Boston. We will be covering as press, and then we will be hosting an ESPDND Anime Boston podcast recap, as we have done for the past several years. That is one element we continued because I like going to cons, and there's a lot of really good animes out there that are very fantasy, high fantasy related. We have Castlevania, which is more of just an animation, not other than an anime, but we have that, and we also have Shingeki no Bahamut, and we have Berserk, Attack on Titan, and the Apocalypse, powered by the Apocalypse Titan world, Attack on Titan TTRPG, which we are working on hosting another community one-shot of, which you know Ember is very excited for. So in order to get there, though, we need another 50 or so people to subscribe on YouTube. So if you're not following on YouTube, and if you want to help Ember go slay some Titans and get very excited about Attack on Titan, hopefully the YouTube link works. Yeah, you can go check us out on YouTube, so go and hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, all that good stuff, so Ember can play Attack on Titan, because I know that they are very excited to do so. So that's all the announcements. Excited. Yes, that's all the announcements I have. I'm going to be at Anime Boston with Nelly, who's one of our staff members, also my lovely girlfriend, and she, in conjunction with Rory, who did most of the hard work on this, so designed the lovely Heavensfire stream that you see before you, so thank you, Rory. And I'm going to turn it over to Rory to whatever you got to plug and whatever you got going on. Rory, take us away.
I'm making stickers and stuff. You can find me. I have a link tree. I make TikTok content, and I make stickers, and I make my exemption business cards. I do digital art. I can make Twitch emotes, layouts, whatever. So that's me.
All of the above.
My pronouns are they, them.
Thanks, Rory. Harmony, with Renee. What you got going on in the world of No Ordinary Heroes?
Well, right now it's prep for MCM Comic Con, which is next weekend. So if you're in the UK, come and say hi. We're going to be walking around doing Genshin things, because we're going to be cosplaying Genshin.
So we're going to be at cons both in Boston, Massachusetts, and what town? What city?
London. MCM London.
And London!
Yeah.
That's exciting. Two
I'm
cons
sure
at the same time.
You'll be making a real big Genshin impact at MCM London.
Hey! I hate it. I love it, but I hate it.
No, we're going to be there. If you don't know, No Ordinary Heroes is a channel that myself and my best friend Sandy run together. It's got D&D stuff, it's got Let's Play stuff, it's got, you know, I do like solo Twitch streams where you get to see me do crackhead energy stuff. So come join, come by if you're interested in that. Or come see us at MCM Comic Con. We like meeting new peoples. Yeah.
Cool, thanks, Renee. Ember, what do you got going on?
I have a new job.
Dad joke 101, correct. Congratulations, Ember.
Yeah.
Where are you working now? Unless you don't want to reveal. You could always say mysterious or keep it vague.
A mysterious taco restaurant.
Ah.
Very good queso.
Yes, and we stand tacos.
Yes. I'm very excited. I start on Wednesday.
Excellent. Best of luck.
Yeah.
Mail me some tacos. Just put them in the mail.
There'll be Tex-Mex. It won't be real Mexican food.
Okay.
All we have
All
here
right.
is Tex-Mex.
Most of us are American. We are aware of what Mexican food is like.
Oh yeah.
Mexican.
Quote unquote.
Ember, how about you? What you got going on? I mean, Emma. Did I say Emma? Emma, Ember.
Like,
Thank you, Ember.
not
Emma,
much.
go ahead.
All good.
Sorry.
I don't have a whole lot going on. I've just been doing some writing stuff. Been doing a lot of. I have like 6 creative projects I'm trying to do all at the same time, and so I do none of them. I've been playing a game pretty obsessively the last week and a half, so you know, it's just follow the serotonin, right?
Totally. And let me put gateway after that.
But yeah, that's kind of all I'm up to.
Follow that serotonin. Gaby, what you got going on?
I just got back from holiday, so I haven't been doing much of anything.
Welcome back.
Um,
Welcome back.
Yeah, the UK sucks in comparison to a tropical island. Big shocker. Um, much like Emma, brain go boom with a lot of creative projects that my friend and I have started making literally yesterday, impulsively, instead of cleaning the house. We have developed the whole story, so you could follow me. I do art. I will probably be working on character designs pretty obsessively because I am in love with these bitches. But yeah, that's about me. I can remember everywhere, including Patreon.
Thanks, Gaby. Elle, what you got going on? You look fantastic, by the way. Can we just point that out again?
Blow my ego up more, please.
Yeah. Happy to.
I'll blow something else up.
Gaby,
you beat me to it.
If we keep going, Migs is not going to be able to stand upright. We have to stop at some point.
All right. I've already been propositioned several times before the stream has even started, so that's where my life is going right now. But I also got a new job, which I started last week. I'm working at I don't know if anyone knows what this is Real Artways in Connecticut, which is like a art gallery kind of thing, / like indie movie theater kind of cool situation. So that's very exciting. So I've been pretty busy with that, but I am also making stickers, pins, and my commissions are open as always. And you can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, everywhere at Desert Brass.
I said dessert brass in the chat like 2 times because I can't spell or function tonight.
That's okay.
There is no reason for desert and dessert to be spelled.
I know.
Exactly. There's no reason for it.
No.
Criminal.
Unacceptable.
So yeah.
Thank you, Al. All right, and Avalon Willowbloom VO, what you got going on?
Absolutely nothing. No, I am actually sort of taking a break from most things at the moment because we're planning to move here in a couple weeks, and that's kind of dominating most of my thinking and most of my effort. For now, I guess just follow all the usual socials and stuff, the things we've posted about before. Super Suits is still in development, but not a whole lot of updates to make on that at the moment. But if you keep an eye on the socials, you'll get any updates as soon as they happen. Oh lord, I immediately forgot the Twitter handle for Super Suits. I can
That's all right.
post that. I can post a link to that in a minute. But yeah, right now just kind of taking a break from stuff and hanging out with the D&D while I work on the move. Moves are stressful.
Yes, they are. So thank you, Avalon. And with that, we are already short on time, so let's go ahead and jump right into tonight's episode of ESPDND presents Heavensfire. When we last left off, there was tarot card shenanigans, and that's exactly where we're going to pick up. So, I know, that's the shortest recap in the history of recaps, but we're just going to jump right into it. The story will make sense, I promise. Okay, so, Dahlia, you had things to do. I would like to start.
You're muted.
There.
You're muted, my love.
I knew that. I made a deal with the devil, and I'm pissing the fuck out of the fucking seamstress shop. Because, what else are you gonna do after, making a deal with the devil and, like, a discount rack of a seamstress? You did tell me to remind you that there's gonna be something in the sky that I'm supposed to notice from one of the tarot pools?
Thunder and lightning and all like a storm that just kind of rolls in and kind of just, that's it. Big storm happening.
Is it
unnatural.
A pretty one?
It's somewhat
Not
pretty,
natural.
yeah. It's kind of happening simultaneously. Like these clouds are just rapidly rolling in, and you hear a distant rumble of thunder followed by a very close rumble of thunder, kind of like a flash storm, like having a tornado kind of pop out of nowhere. With that rumble of thunder immediately and some sort of streaks of lightning kind of coming through on the horizon. That sort of thing. So, Warborn, thank you for the 100 bits. That is going to I'm going to make a roll on my end. I actually streamlined this, so we're good to go. Continue. I'm going to do some stuff in the background.
I was just gonna ask, because, you know, Rue's a little lightning drake. Lightning bullshittery is interesting. Is Rue reacting to the storm at all?
Your baby?
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of like...
Big baby lightning drake.
Just kind of like roaring up at the sky.
I'm gonna take him out and, like, kind of, like, put him on my head. Tipping and
Yeah.
walk towards Granny's general goods. Because
Absolutely.
I heard explosions and walked out to see arson. Don't know how that happened.
So we got a couple different things going on in the background. We got 100 bits cheering. We got some stuff. Ooh, okay. So that the bits are going to trigger an Oracle Tarot card pull, which are strictly buffs, because we're implementing a buff and debuff only system for the Oracle cards, which we're going to be using exclusively. The Norse Tarot, specifically by Stacey DeMarco, which we have over there. But I rolled a die to see which one we pulled here. This is the Oracle Tarot. This is Susie Cherub, and that is the Diamond Star, which is the Destiny card. So that is... And I gotta take my notes for Destiny. Did
we get a 90s girl group?
90s girl group, yeah. Was it
Nice.
the one that I... Hang on, I'm gonna pull again. Ooh, yeah, okay, I pulled another one. So that is going to be... So we have a new system for figuring out who the tarot cards affect. So everybody roll a d20. We're going to do one more d20 to see who gets this benefit of Destiny. This one's an easy one. So everybody roll a d20. Let me know what you get.
I got a 1.
1.
I got an 11.
11.
I got a
Okay.
6.
And when you roll,
13.
please put it in the roll 20. Please put it in the roll 20. Let me know what you rolled. Okay. So I can see it. 13. 13 is... Okay, thank you. 13. Okay. 17. Okay. Ember. The Destiny card is one of two things. You can either have advantage on the next survival check until the end of the session, or you can have 1 luck point.
I want the luck point.
Take a luck point. All right, so go ahead and on your character sheet, you can also add for our tarot card pulls. If you do not already have that, you can add a resource. So in your roll 20, it says like extra resource. Go ahead and, if you don't already have that, add an extra resource just to luck points, because we're going to be giving them out like candy. So Destiny, guiding towards your Destiny. If the party is at a stalemate, it's 3 things on the roll table I have. Destiny. If you're at a stalemate, something will, a mysterious bystander will arrive and, or you'll get a sign from above that will gesture you in the right direction. But now we, I got other stuff going on here. Check in. Mostly wasted. Thank you for the follow. So if you're off track, or heading away from something that is very important, heading away from something that you intend to do, or perhaps you're making a choice that might not benefit you, pulling the Destiny card from our buffs and debuffs Oracle decks, which again are the Susie Cherub Oracle and the Stacey DeMarco Viking Oracle, will guide you in the right direction, whether it's a divine sign from above, or whether it's the form of a bystander or an old mystic, kind of like what we did in Tomb of Annihilation. Alternatively, it's advantage on the next survival check, which is usually to determine direction as to which way you're going to travel, or it is a luck point. So three big things. This is also a very beautiful card. I'm going to show it off here. So Susie Cherub, this is the Oracle Tarot. This is the beautiful Meriop, the Diamond Star. So lots of cool stuff going on over there, and that is our Oracle Tarot card. This is the Adventurer's Tarot. Beautiful, beautiful cards. This is D&D themed specifically, so go ahead and check out our friends at Weird Rex LLC. Thank you so much for the Prime subscription. First tarot card pull of the night, starting us off strong. There's an inverse 3 of beasts. So I'm going to show you the card. I'm going to consult the roll table, because I got roll tables. Whee! Aha! So that's actually going to warrant a new pull, because it is not appropriate for that situation. I'm just going to show you this first pull. So on the roll table, it is the Beast Inverse. So this is a really beautiful card here. This is the Adventurer's Tarot from Weird Rex LLC. Really cool card. It was inverse. It's the party when in the wild encounters a region-appropriate beast. So that's another pull. So that's a pull again, because it doesn't make sense for a wolf to just come out of a back alley. What else we got? Okay, that's on the Beast. I'm gonna have to do like a 52 card pickup with these, just to kind of throw them on the ground and shuffle them all together.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, all right. Here we go. So this is just another shout out to WeirdWorks LLC. Whenever we pull the developer or the designer, this is the actual developer of WeirdWorks LLC. They put themselves in tarot cards, so it's pretty cool. So that actually is everybody gets DM inspiration. If you already have it, I apologize. So the developer means everybody gets DM inspiration. So that is a great card. So thank you, Warborn. You just gave everybody DM inspiration. So these are the two wild cards. The developer and the designer is somewhere in there too. And they are the actual people who designed this lovely deck who have this together, and very paladin-like of them. So very beautiful, beautiful cards. Again, WeirdWorks LLC. We're going to also put them in the Nightbot. Remind me, please, someone, to put WeirdWorks in the Nightbot, because I already tagged them on Twitter. So cool. So yeah, thank you, Warborn, for giving everybody DM inspiration. And if you already have it, go ahead and give yourself a luck point. Add that to your pool if you already have DM inspiration.
Thank you.
Yes.
Appreciated.
So lots of luck points. So yeah, everybody, thank you, Warborn. I'm sure everybody is very appreciative as well. All right. So Dahlia, you had plans to go and pick up some supplies for your beleaguered fort that had suffered the effects of a tsunami. A small tsunami that had washed several miles inland to the Akrashorn River, creating sort of a soggy quagmire as far as the cherry blossom trees just outside of the town of Fairhaven, within which you all currently find yourselves. So, Dahlia, you planned on going to get some supplies for your beleaguered camp and for the survivors there, many of whom lost their lives during the tsunami, unfortunately.
I am on my way to Granny's place.
Okay, all right.
What the other guy's name was.
Granny's General Goods, you got it. So who would like to accompany Gaby over to Granny's General Goods, if anyone? Currently, you are with Key and Co. Would you two like to tag along? Voyager confirmed, yeah.
Sorry, give me 1 second.
Sure. Lots of stuff on the map.
When all of the lightning and all that jazz happened, could I have noticed that it was like centered on the beach? Was it centered on the beach?
It's sort of like the whole island. So passive perception, I'll give that to you. The whole island seemed to have been covered in this unnatural storm that rolled in. But it seemed to be slightly more intense over by where the docks were. That seemed to be sort of the eye of the storm, as it were. And it kind of extended into the harbor a little bit. So most of the island and into the harbor, making it so that roughly the eye of the storm was right where Harmony was. So, Ember, did you successfully look at whatever you were going to look at?
So yeah, Co was just looking at like accessories and like stuff to go with my dress, because Co's gonna be very extravagant.
Well, you have a blank credit card, so literally whatever you want, you can go ahead and put that on that charge card for the Miliamne house name. And we hope your mom would be good for it. Sorry, Avalon, I cut you off. Go ahead and continue that thought.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say this can be like background while they're doing their stuff, but Libby's gonna head towards the docks where the center of all that nonsense was.
You got it.
Just because it's a curious thing, and her charge disappeared.
Your charge did vanish. All right. So, Key, are you heading up with... so now that you know that you can kind of add whatever you want on the blank credit card, would you like to accompany Dahlia up to Granny's General Goods?
Oh well.
No. Key is staying at Co's side. Okay. Whatever Co does, Key is like...
Co's just following people along.
I'll take Co's hand.
Okay.
Co will take Key's hands, like, alright, let's go, friends. Just arm in arm, skipping.
Alright, so...
then there comes that awkward where you have to go, like, 2 at a time, and so one of you has to end up a little bit behind.
Alright, so you are tagging along then, Key?
Yeah, if Co's going, yeah.
Alright, okay. Dahlia, Co, and Key, I'm gonna just yeet you up over here to Granny's General Goods. So, doodle-it. Boom. You're there. Alright. Tavern.
Teleportation.
Alright, so there is, the door is open, and all along this street, there are, there are about 3 street vendors who, because of the celebration of Oceantide, they are peddling some more. There's fish and chips. There is fried fish cakes and clam cakes, and then also oysters. So more inland, sort of in the actual city itself and away from the docks. It's more fried food or things that you can just put on ice. But there are people still. There's also maybe about a dozen throughout the center of the city, about a dozen vendors who had set up various knickknacks and crafts, handmade goods, that type of thing. Better part of 100 people coming and going through the town, but most of these booths and stands are all down at the beach, where there's several hundred people who have gathered down by the docks, which is just east of the docks, so in the open field there, where it's just kind of like a fairgrounds, so to speak. So, the door is open. There's about 3 people inside already perusing. There's a bronze dragonborn, a female halfling, with sort of a long blonde braid tied back, and just kind of an unassuming human male, mid-30s, just kind of perusing for some rations, some general tools, bits and bobs, that sort of thing. And as you enter, Granny, you can see who you assume to be Granny, and matches the description. And I believe, Dahlia, you've met her a couple times before in passing. She's an older woman. She is very, very pretty for her age. She's in her 70s, and she kind of gives off the vibe of what's her name from Overwatch, the sniper.
Oh, Anna?
Anna, yeah, Anna. Big Anna vibes. Looks very similar in a way. She has sort of platinum blonde hair below the shoulder. It's a little wavy. And she also has, I basically modeled her entirely after Anna. She has an eye patch over her left eye. Very well dressed. Pants, boots, and frilled top with a gray leather vest. Hanging on the wall is a gray pointed and brimmed hat. Kind of like a witch's hat. And there is a book attached to a chain that also hangs on a hanger next to her hat on the back wall. Inside, there's a collection of, in addition to general goods, there is a collection of dried flowers and some various books of poetry. She seems to also be selling today for Oceantide flower crowns. Most of the flowers are blue tinged or blue tinted. There are 2 other individuals who appear to be working with her. A young woman with raven hair and a young man who's very well dressed, who kind of has a short, almost like a crew cut, and just a very small scar across his cheek. Both appear to be in their late 20s, early 30s, who are also moving about the store. The young man is the first to greet you, and he says, "Hey, welcome to Granny's General Goods. Help yourself. Let me know if I can help you find anything. Anything at all, I can help you. We have flower crowns today as a special. It's 1 silver per flower crown. And if you want to get a little festive for Oceantide, my mom makes the best of these." And you can see Granny is just kind of behind the counter, and she's actually working on crafting a few more of these. She has sort of a big collection of these blue flowers behind the counter, in addition to some twine and some sort of a pliable wood that she's soaked in some sort of a resin that allows them to be a little flexible. So that's the scene. The daughter, Dahlia, that you know as the daughter, is also making her way around, helping the other 3 people that are already here. The son seems to be the one that is most attentive to your needs at present.
I would know who to go specifically for what I need.
Anyone here, really.
Okay. I'll go with Granny. She looks real cool. I want to go over to the Gilf.
I would like to explore the books. Look at books closer.
All right, heard our name? Yeah, totally. Yeah, we're talking about Anna from Overwatch. All right, so yeah, they're just books of poetry that she seems to have written herself. She has a little side business selling poetry, and also other works of poetry from famous poets from throughout the history of Valtheria, famous elvish poets. You know what? I'm gonna say, because they're very fantasy names already. We'll say, I'm gonna type this in the Roll20. say there's Hawthorne, Hemingway. Everyone, name your favorite poets.
Alfred Lord Tennyson.
Okay,
I was
Tennyson.
about to say that.
Okay,
Yep.
who else?
Yep.
Parker. Anybody
I
else want to
hate
add
that
anything?
my brain said Philip Hamilton
Whitman.
because of the bloody musical.
Poet. Yeah, Presley. All right. How about chat? Chat. I want chat to go ahead and put in put some of your favorite poets in the chat, and there will be works and books here from. The other one is Elvish Presley. Thank you, Paradise Flower Tree. All right, right. So Hawthorne, Hemingway, Tennyson, Parker, Elvish Presley, Hemingway. Yeah, we got Hemingway in there.
Walt Whitman.
Frost.
Genuine
Whitman.
answer. Poetry I've been like really into in recent years. Rupi Kaur's Milk and Honey. What fucking fascinated me for a while. I listened to the audiobook version like 3 times.
I go over to Granny.
You got it.
Good evening. Is Granny human?
The Granny appears to be human. Yep.
So reasonably, Dahlia can assume she's older than her?
Reasonably, no. Well, you're what, 200, something like that?
Yeah.
200-ish.
If she's human, she's not 200.
You're what? But that's what I was saying. You are very clearly older than she is.
Okay, good. Good evening.
Oh,
Yeah,
hey there, Dahlia, right?
of course.
Oh, it's
Sometimes
good
you're
to
forgetting. I think age is catching up with you.
good to see you. Hey, come here and give me a hug. Which is
Thanks.
somewhat strange because you've only met her a couple times.
Oh well, this woman looks dope as hell.
Yes, come on,
It, like,
come
jumps
and give me
over
a
the
hug.
counter. Give her a hug.
All right, so you're gonna jump up and over the counter. Oh, you could have used that. Oh, and you're just gonna give her a big hug, and she whispers into your ear as you do so. Is everyone okay? Did anybody survive that? And she just kind of leans back and gives you a smile, but her eyes are very knowing. Just like, you had me worried. You still do, actually.
There were some deaths. 2 of our younger members. That isn't to say that there weren't many that were injured and are still hurting. It's actually why I'm here. Oh, but there is some good news. And like Dahlia picks up Rue and is like, this little guy came in.
She just, her eyes just light up and just, look at you, you're adorable. And she just, I mean, not to downplay any of the things that are happening out there in the wilds, but look at this adorable baby. And Rue just kind of paws, and she kind of puts her hand and lets Rue kind of grab onto her finger. And he says, no biting, no biting. He kind of snaps, and she kind of pulls her finger back a little bit.
I give him my an arrow that's already half chewed, so you can just keep chewing on the shaft.
Oh yeah, yep.
Okay.
He's definitely teething.
Yeah. Need supplies. And you, Granny, are you traveled?
Well, slightly. I mean, I've been all around. I've been to most parts of the world, and I consider myself well traveled. So, yeah, I would say so.
Do you know much or know anyone that would know anything about? And she'll take out the amulet she just got because she's very confused.
Okay.
Just know anything that could be possibly Link or know someone that knows?
Oh, well, I mean, it looks horrifying. That's for sure. I've never seen anything like it. I don't want to charge you for anything. It might cost you a little bit for me to identify it, but I mean, I could. I you know,
How much?
maybe for an identification spell. considering the rarity of magic these days and whatever's been happening with this withering malady. 15 gold.
15.
It's rather pricey. I know. I'm
I'll
sorry
put down
to.
the 15 gold.
This. I assume that you'll want to pick up some care packages.
Yes, that too.
Um,
We lost over 4 crates of food and medical supplies. I've been to Moira.
I can of course send Treos with you. Who Treos you're familiar with? Treos is the assistant clerk who has worked with y'all before.
Yeah.
The real Salties, thank you for the follow. So, yeah, he's definitely someone that is reliable. No, hey, thank you for the follow. We're trying to reach 300. We're doing a special community event at 300. So yeah, if you're not following our channel, what are you doing? We're gonna do a community event. Join our Discord. We have D&D rewards for the community all the time. Mostly in the form of games, because that's what I do. I DM and I talk. This is one thing I'm good at. Isabits, you are totally fine. We were late anyway, so welcome, Real Salties. Hello, Warborn, racking up those bits points. Thank you. So bad interactions in D&D, it's totally fine. Hydrate or die straight. D&D takes it takes a while to build confidence, for you to go out there, and even as a player, to get real good at it. Just repetition, find some people who are patient, who can show you the ropes and that sort of thing, and get you back into it.
It also takes a lot of trust in your fellow players and in
Yes.
your DM.
Yes. So I get
Yeah.
a little some polar here. So I can send Trios if you need someone to do supplies, or maybe have you been down to Katya's and thrown some axes lately?
Didn't get around to throwing axes, but I've been to them and they have helped get message. Seems they're closing in camp.
Yes, there's a little bit of we call it a show of force. A little bit excessive, if you ask me, but I hope for everyone's sake and for the sake of the future of the realm that we're able to get everyone's safety. Too much blood has been shed in our storied past, and it's getting a little old, as am I.
Yeah. So am I. It's weird to think about.
But you look wonderful. You don't look a day over 29.
I know. Pretty good for 240.
If only. If only you can pass along whatever secrets you have of long life. Someday. An old woman can hope,
Elven
right?
blood, my dear.
Sorry, wait, I didn't hear you, Gaby.
Elven blood?
Oh, elven blood. Do I drink it? I'm just kidding. Let me
Dahlia
get-
takes off her
Hey,
fan and then puts it back, just sad.
I know it's, I thought I would lighten the room a little bit with... Let me take the... She picks up a piece of cloth and I don't like the look of it. Wraps it up. Give me 10 minutes. My son, of course, Alexander, can help you with whatever you need. Alexander, could you help one of my good friends and loyal customers here, Dahlia, with whatever she needs? And he's like, already on it, Mum. And she goes into the back with your necklace to identify it. So, Key and Co. Anything catch your eye? Key, Co, flower crowns, poetry, any other general goods that any of the two of you want to get while Dahlia is perusing and speaking with Granny?
Yeah, Co is gonna get a bunch of flower crowns for everybody.
Okay, 1 silver per flower crown. So 7 silver that'll get you 1 for everybody. And you have the money too, so. I would say the daughter rings you up. So 7 silver, go ahead and subtract that from your inventory that you have on hand. Because that would be hard cash. The credit of the Meliame family wouldn't necessarily translate to Granny's General Goods, but for
That's
the
fine. I use my
seamstress
own money for it.
Perfect. Okay.
I just want to get one for everyone. Be nice.
No,
Ko is keeping this family together.
Yeah.
Ko is...
Key randomly grabs one of the poetry books and just
yeah,
goes,
it's
yeah, okay, this one.
okay. Roll a d6 for me.
Granny's good for whatever you need, generally speaking.
She looks good too.
3.
All right, you have 1, 2, 3. You have a book of poetry by Tennyson, and it is 2 silver, 2 silver pence.
Bet. I get it.
All right, you have a book of poetry by Tennyson. So if you want to actually factor that into the game, you can just go look up some poetry by Tennyson, and you can say, "Hey, look, I got this awesome poetry book." So feel free, knock it out of the park, whatever you want to do.
These poems are so long.
Oh,
they're like epic poems.
I don't think you understand how much of a fan I already am of Tennyson.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay,
that's
cool.
fantastic.
Good.
That worked out. All right, so as you're all kind of perusing, as Ko is bringing up some flower crowns to purchase, and as Key is perusing through the poetry, Dahlia, you are approached by the son, Alexander, and who just says, "Have a nice day," to some of the customers that are walking. And as he's looking out the door, he kind of speaks forward next to you and says, "We're preparing a cart for you of supplies. Treos is already on it. Treos can make his way down there. Do you plan on accompanying him?"
I've spoken to Katya, and they've mentioned that they're more than willing to help along with the efforts. I have some business to attend to with some people I'm not sure about. You know?
Of course, we can get a special order for that. Anything that you need, we'll be sure to put it in and maybe custom craft it. Now, what do you have? And he's speaking very loudly now. Now, what do you have on hand for? I'm sure that, based on my experience, our friends have provided a down payment for specialty goods.
I take out like 450 gold. Like
From the sack you were
pouch.
given, right?
Yeah, I have like 457. I'm just keeping 7 golds for myself.
Okay.
Would this be enough to win back some food and other supplies?
More than enough.
And
Food and
if
supplies,
you feel-
we can add that too. I mean, you know, custom orders, people gotta eat, right?
Yeah. And if you could add some dried meat for my child, buddy? I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I'll go and cash this out, and it's a pretty hefty special order here, but big celebrations, right? Weddings and such. So I'll go ahead and get this together. And I wish your good friend the very best on their wedding night. So I'll go ahead and get all this together. Trios is already preparing the cart, and we'll go ahead and meet up with Katya for some leathers for the security for the wedding, of course, and also for some of your companions here. So we'll go ahead and get all that together, and we'll put it on the cart, and we'll probably get an early start around sunset, and head on down and get some of these delivered.
Katya will alert you if new whereabouts of our where the party is to be held comes back. We're just waiting to hear back. You know, bad weather and all, changing scenario. A bride never wants it to rain on their wedding.
Of course not. Well,
Thank you, dear.
I'm sure Granny will certainly light some candles and maybe cast a few spells for sunshine and beautiful weather on your friend's wedding day. So, good to see you. Again, I think we may have met once, you know, in passing or so, but, and just kind of taps you on the shoulder. Again, weddings are a happy time.
Yeah. Thank you.
You can see the other halfling and the dragonborn just kind of look over and kind of go back to perusing. And he says, "Trios, more for that wedding order." And walks out of one of the doors around back, kind of has to go through behind the counter and out down a hallway towards the back.
I wait around for Granny to come back with the identification and just kind of watch the kids being Key and Co. Just watch them from a corner while waiting.
All right. Yeah,
I will not be babysat.
they
You
don't
are
seem to be
being
causing too
babysat
much
by
trouble.
literally everyone. That
Yeah,
is
literally, there's not a single
Just
person
call
in this party.
me a child.
Yeah, you're a child.
Prove you're not a child. Prove it.
Yeah, prove you're not a child, Key.
I'm literally like,
This is cyberbullying.
that's rude.
Well, I'm older.
Libby has seniority on you. By a lot.
See, you're a senior. I'm just like,
Libby
An
has
adult
seniority on
to
your
this.
grandmother.
Yeah.
All right.
I
so-
think Migs might be the youngest. She's baby.
All right, so Key, you pick up a book of poetry from Tennyson. Ko, you are able to get flower crowns, beautiful blue flower crowns for everyone. And Dahlia, you are confident that the order will be placed. It will probably take a better part of an hour or two for them to get the order together, but to your understanding, everything is underway based on what Alexander was just telling you. About 10 minutes later, you see Granny come back from the curtains that sort of bar your vision from the back room. And she kind of looks a little concerned and comes over to you and says, "There is a magical ward here. One of these green baubles that you can see. One of these green baubles has a spell that seems to be interfering with my ability to properly identify it. Now I can cast Dispel magic on this particular bauble and shatter whatever the protective ward is, but I don't want to damage this if we don't know what it is, but it has this essence that makes me very uncomfortable. I can tell you that much."
Any recommendations on what to do with it? I got this out of a conversation.
Dispel magic would be a little bit. It would be another 15 gold. Again, I don't want to keep asking you, but it makes me uncomfortable. And there is a protective ward here. Now, we can dispel it, shattering that one of those green baubles, but it would shatter one of those green pearls.
Oof. Okay. Gaby has 17 gold. She's asking for 15. Do we conserve money? I give her the 15 gold.
Okay.
Look, I trust you. It's, the guy I spoke with, wow, attractive. The things he was talking about, scary. Felt like he knew exactly what to say. And I don't really like that, so I trust your judgment.
Okay. She steps up and heads back into the back room and through the curtain once more. As you can see, there seems to be sort of a back part. So if you look on the map, it's like a whole back warehouse area. And there's a lot of shuffling and banging and sort of hammering of probably crates together. As what you imagine supplies are being gathered. Ko and Key, anything else you want to get or buy here? Dahlia seems to be taking a long time.
I am the mom at the store.
Alright.
I want to get something for Harmony. I want to get her a drink, like a to-go drink, like
Okay.
a beer to go.
Like
Yeah,
a
I would say
Baja
they have room temperature soda pop.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll get one of those for Harmony.
Okay, all right. So it's like cola in a glass bottle.
Yeah.
It's 2 copper.
Do they have like those giant lollipops?
Absolutely. 1 copper.
Ko buys it and hands it. Key buys it and hands it to Ko.
Okay, Ko, you have one of those big fancy lollipops with the swirls. All right, excellent, excellent. We're buying lollipops, flower crowns, and soda pops. Peak D&D right here. I love it. Bubble tea, unfortunately, no bubble tea. Not here, at least.
Maybe.
There might be bubble tea over at the cafe, which reminds me. Athena. Down at the Nook, which is sort of a very small, very rustic, sort of mahogany, sort of redwood-looking cafe. There's, some old-timey barrels inside, and that same sort of lacquered wood countertop. And inside of the walls in here, they have these 2 kegs that appear to be have this special, almost like a micro brew of coffee in them, and they let off a little steam as they come out, but they seem to be cold drinks. These 2 barrels, and also there are fresh pastries which smell amazing. What appear to be cheese rolls, linguiça meat rolls, and bear claws, cinnamon rolls, and cupcakes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I get to have an iced coffee in D&D. Ugh.
I would kill for a cinnamon roll right now.
Athena is Alicia heading up to the counter?
Alicia is just kind of in there with you. So we have an amethyst. Plus 5 temper H plus 1 to AC for the remainder of the session. Okay. All right. I want to have one more rollies with everyone except who won last time. There's too much chatter. I can't see. Ko. Okay, Ko won last time. Everybody but Ko. Roll another d20. Everybody but Ko. Place your results in the chat. This is another buff. This is a permanent buff that we have as part of our channel. Flatulence. As part of our channel points. Okay. 1, 19, 15. 3 more. Okay. Oh,
Harmony,
10, 14,
if you
15.
could stop rolling the same thing as me, that'd be great.
All right, Migs, roll a Actually, I'm gonna give you a choice on that one. Migs, you can either have plus 5 temporary HP until the end of the session, plus 1 to your AC until the end of the session, or 1 use of the shield spell during the next combat encounter, which does not go away.
I think I'm gonna go with the 1 use of the shield spell.
All right, so go ahead and put that in your notes. Again, make sure you're all responsible for keeping track of your notes, and if I say it's disposable, it's disposable. So you're responsible for keeping track of that. So it lasts until you use it, which is more than likely during a round of combat. All right, thank you, Isabeth. Much appreciated. All right, so this is a wonderful coffee shop with wonderful cafe with all kinds of stuff. Athena is kind of sauntering in behind you, looking very professional, very stoic. Some people that are in the cafe, there's about 6 or 7 people in here already. They kind of part and allow the 2 of you to pass in. Everybody in here seems to be kind of staring at Athena.
Yeah, I don't imagine either of us are walking around unnoticed here.
Well, yeah, they're looking between the both of you.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it's a sight.
You're
We're
kind
gonna-
of a big deal. I don't know if you know that, though. Like, you're kind of a big deal.
I don't even know if Athena knows why everyone's staring at her necessarily, but the Dragon Creeper lieutenant, essentially, yeah, that makes sense. So Athena's gonna head
Athena's very large and green and an unusual sight.
Yeah.
And people are kind of whispering.
Athena is gonna head to the counter and order an iced coffee and a cinnamon roll.
Okay, all right. The girl behind the counter just says, "Oh, I'm sorry. You're very tall and pretty and green. I've never seen anyone like you before." She's getting the iced coffee. Do you want our signature cold brew, or do you want the devil's brew?
cold brew, I think.
They're both cold brew. The Devil's Brew is a little bit more intense. It'll give you a little bit more of a jolt. The signature cold brew is exactly that. It's a signature house brew, a little somewhat mild.
The milder one for me, please.
Of course. May I ask, as she's kind of pouring it, where you're from?
Oh, I'm from around. I don't really call any one place home.
Oh. Okay. All right. All right. Okay, we got a signature cold brew and a cinnamon roll. Alessia, just I'll take the Devil's Brew and a cheese roll. Okay. All together, 3 silver. She puts a hand up, puts 4 silver on the counter.
Okay. Let's say Dina could try and pay, but I think I only have a platinum, and that's like putting down a 50. And that's just ugh.
No. Thank you. Thank you both, and always a pleasure to serve one of the Dragon Keepers. It's a pleasure having you in town, and Miss, it was very lovely to meet you, and I really like your whole aesthetic. It's just very, very nice. This is sort of a short human girl, maybe 5'6", 5'7", hair tied back in a ponytail. Very sweet, very pleasant, and kind of like the usual kind of black apron on, and she just kind of cashes you out, and have cinnamon rolls, cheese rolls, and iced coffees. What would you like to do? Grab one of the...
walks away from the counter, she is going to Druidcraft a little buttercup and leave it there for her. And then head to the quietest and most out-of-the-way spot Thena can find.
So there are little nooks, sort of, every booth is like a little sort of enclosed nook separated by walls. So
Perfect.
They're like, these little, and they're kind of up on like little raised platforms and like sort of winding staircases. It's really nice, and they have candlelight in each one, but also each one has sort of an open window above to the outside, so there's ventilation. Sort of like a small, rectangular open air window. It's really quite pleasant. So you find one all the way in the back corner, sort of like behind the counter, set back a little bit. And you sit down, and as you do, the rest of the people in there kind of slowly stop staring and turn their attention back to whatever it is that they're doing.
Oh, this is so good. Okay. So once we get sat down, I want to try to get a beat on Alessia. I want to see, because she's kind of been a little bit flip-floppy.
Okay, sure.
In front of Darius, she was very confused why she wasn't allowed to attack me, and then she was super chill to just have a moment in the forest, and then she got really scary again, and then she got super... I want to get a beat on what's what's she doing right now.
Okay, and right now she just kind of sits down, has the iced coffee, she looks at you, and she smiles. She seems very disarmed and very pleasant at current.
Perfect.
So the iced coffees are in sort of custom crystal glasses, crystalline glasses that they have, and the pastries are sort of just disposable sort of parchment paper.
Just for future reference, I did roll a 25 for insight for this.
Okay, sure. So so right now, okay, with that 25, you're definitely getting the vibe that she is something about... She's into you.
Aw, that's cute.
I don't know how else to say that.
She's
But she is...
flustered.
No, she's not flustered. She's doing a very... She's very professional. The bead that you're getting is that she is sometimes deadly serious, and that she got where she is because she has the ability to flip that switch. And you're getting the vibe that most of the time that she is in work mode, that she is professional, she's scary, she's intimidating, but something about, I mean, she's not sitting there bouncing like, she's still very serious, but it's backed by confidence. Just shy of cocky. She seems to have a respect for X factors, as it were, and she's just very confident, very comfortable, very calm right now and sits and just looks up and smiles. So you can tell she's into you, but she's not like fawning and falling all over you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Girl, I
I'm
totally
glad
didn't see
I
that
was
coming. Go ahead.
I'm glad I was able to finally have a moment with you to talk. There for a second I thought the rain was a harbinger of something worse.
Stranger things have been happening lately.
Oh?
With the tsunami that we had to deal with, and Strand2311, thank you for the follow.
I imagine. How long have you been here on this island?
We arrived but a day or two ago. During that tsunami, we were sorry, just reading the notifications here. During that tsunami, we were at sea, but luckily Darius and I were able to, just a bit of high-level magic, kind of a complicated maneuver, but we were able to shield enough of the ship from the violent sea that rather than capsize and shatter the ship in two, we just got thrown around a little bit. It tested the limits of our concentration, but one of the ones who has been with you, Harmony, they helped as best as they could. Darius and I took the lead on securing the ship. The crew was all a bit rattled, as were we, so.
I cannot believe I'm like a famous football player. I can't believe I scored that touchdown. You know, that is exactly what she's just done to me. It is hilarious. That is quite impressive. I don't know how to go about asking this in any other way. What is going on with me?
Posture check, everybody. Thanks, L. Alright. So, she kind of just gives you a friendly smile. And you can see she kind of struggles a little bit. Do you really have no memory of anything? She's kind of in more serious work mode right now.
You don't have to be in that mode. Or you don't have to put on that front. If you aren't allowed to talk about it, you can just say so.
No, I'm also curious. And this is important.
Does it have to do with that test Darius was talking about?
That is new. Not unexpected, but new. What's the last thing you remember?
I guess I'll try and see if I can dredge up a memory, but I imagine it's just a whole lot of dark.
Without a trigger, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably washing up on the shore.
I remember waking up on the shore and seeing the elven woman I was traveling with, and immediately being attacked by a group of elves in finery and military garb.
The Marines.
Indeed.
They just attacked you. They didn't ask questions or tell you to stop first.
Did they? I don't remember that, if out of character, if they did or did not. I think they immediately were like, get the green bitch and kill everyone else.
They shot a child through the neck immediately.
Yeah, like I thought that's what they did. Is that correct, Aaron? Am I remembering that right?
Yes, yep.
Okay. No, they attempted to murder a child who was traveling with the elven woman, and then the elven woman herself. They were the ones who actually gave me that fun moniker.
I will see to it that they're disciplined.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that. The inside of their skull was exposed by the end of it.
In any other situation, that would be high treason. It would allow me to execute you on the spot.
Well, it's a good thing we're in a different situation then, isn't it?
She smiles. I suppose it is. So I think it's clear by now that you and I have met before.
You're the one thing that I can grasp with some memories.
There is a mystery here. One that is concerning to me. Unfortunately, Darius seems to see this as a blessing. And despite your transgressions against the Vas'Kratoria, would like to allow you, someone who he sees as an individual of great interest, wants to monitor your talents with magic and see what you're capable of, Tina.
Interesting. Does he not have enough data from the other two? Or were there more? I'm not an idiot. Though it was very fun to see him go so red in the face.
She kind of I'm sorry, I don't necessarily think I know what you're talking about. She kind of looks down at her coffee.
Yeah, it's one of those, she's not allowed to talk about it, doesn't want to tell me.
You don't need an insight check for that one.
Besides, I've already rolled one. I could read this woman like a book.
Pearl, yes, from Steven Universe. Yeah, totally.
God. That's another conversation.
Yeah.
Well, then I guess to ask if you know what I am would also be something you're not quite sure about.
She looks down at the pastry or down at the cheese roll that she has, takes a bite, lets herself pause for like a minute while she chews. Sorry, what was the question? Erin got distracted.
What am I?
Okay, yeah. She just kind of, well, you seem to be some kind of kin of the gods, some kind of a miracle of the natural world. So, that being said, Darius is very curious about seeing your abilities and what your connection to the gods are. With everything that's been happening with this withering malady, and for those who follow the gods, to its tenets, at least those that we would consider to be the more mainstream or centralized deities, with people losing their magic, you are a person of particular interest to everyone. You could be something that saves us all. Someone who saves us all. And Darius is very keen on the ability to preserve magic throughout the realm, and if the gods are gifting us with someone so lovely as yourself. I think that, well, I see nothing but a positive. And I would hope that you would want to work with us to, well, you already gave us a sample of your blood, and you and I having met before, how should I say this? You had been found. You had been discovered by the Dragon Keepers, the Aeroth Takal. We had been working with you to try and untap your potential, studies, your magical abilities, putting that talent to good use, until one day you disappeared. You being, as I stated, a miracle of nature, clearly attracting the eyes of everybody in this town, as we saw just from walking in. A blessing of the gods, as some people would call it. Just you existing is a force of hope for so many talented young individuals who have a bright future ahead of them in the Vas'Kratoria. I'm glad we caught up to you and found you. There was some misunderstanding with the directives from the Marines. I'm very apologetic, and I can't apologize enough as to how you were treated, and they've already been punished for their overzealousness and tracking down someone who had left unexpectedly, who had fled unexpectedly. But now that you're here, and you have no memory of what happened, it was perhaps you tapped into your talents too deeply in one of your trying to harness, one of our observations of trying to harness that magical talent you have within you. It's perhaps there was some sort of a misfire or something in that wellspring of talent you have, and something happened with your memory. Many of us were concerned for your safety, and we wanted, of course, to do everything we could to try and find you. When you had last left us, there was some damage that had been caused to the facility within the past 24 hours. And we're thinking in this strange explosion of magical power that you had tapped into, it somehow again altered your long-term memory, and then you washed up on the shores of Halavas.
Is she saying that I disappeared very, very, very recently then?
Yes.
Like within... Okay.
We had been working with you for a long time, you see. We discovered you when you were born. And we had been working with you for quite some time. I met you only a few years back. We are roughly the same age. You had been working with the Vas'Kratoria in relative secret, but comfortably, to harness that power you have and hopefully, as I said, give the people of this world hope. At least those talented individuals who rely on magic or who can use magic to the betterment of the Queen's realm. You are a blessing to society, Athena. There have been other individuals who have been blessed by this, as we're calling it, blessed by the gods with divine power. Darius, using his numbers for everyone, it is unacceptable. Your name is Athena. I saw to that. Your discovery was magical in and of itself. No parents to speak of. So the Queen took you in, raised you since you were a child, trained you to hone your magical abilities, and through the Dragon Keepers, you were seemingly more powerful than you are now. That sort of, again, misfire, as we're calling it, seems to have affected your abilities as well. I, for one, am just happy to see you safe, and that's the truth. Not by the Queen herself, but that's kind of like a euphemism for the Queen's realm, for the Vas'Kratoria.
Gotcha. Because the irony of that would have been way too good. It's still ironic.
Yes, but in a different way.
Hey.
I'm looking at Emma right now, and she's just poker face.
See, this explosion of magic then wasn't something you all were able to predict.
Well, your powers, again, were much more intense. And no, I don't think anyone predicted that this wellspring of unexpected power would just surge from within you. And so there was some damage to the facility. It's repairable and isolated, but during this unfortunate event in which one person almost lost their life, 2 others were gravely wounded. No one had been killed, thank goodness. You disappeared from the facility and, I suppose, ran away. Would be the best way to phrase it. How you got from there to the Isle of Halavas, or how you got from Veltheria to the Isle of Halavas is perhaps you chartered a ship, but somehow between chartering a ship and sailing south, getting caught in one of the more recent storms or tsunamis that have been ever more frequent, you somehow ended up washed up here. And now you and I are here having this conversation, and I'm filling in the blanks.
Appreciate you.
We appreciate you, Athena.
That feels very empty when we don't even know what I can do anymore. What if I am not but a pretty thing?
You can see she gets a little... She kind of twitches for a minute and just instinctively goes to put her hands out to grab yours and then just stops and... I'm sorry. I don't know what that was. My apologies. But no, you are so much more. You and I worked very closely together. Darius put me in charge of your tutelage as far as history, education, arts, and making sure that you had a thorough education. And she stops and just kind of looks down at, she's like kind of counting on her fingers. And just kind of like, it seems to be lost in thought for a second.
And what had she said that led her to that was how many years she's been teaching me?
Yes, that she had been teaching you for several years, arts, education, history. And she just kind of... And she says, that's strange. I feel like I'm missing something. Regardless, we were, very good professional acquaintances and very good friends even. Which is why I'm so happy to see you. And happy to see you safe.
Would these moments of missing have to do with the silver threads you keep pulling from your head?
that is a trick of the trade I picked up a long time ago. There are many that I have, and certain sensitive bits of information I only activate on an extreme basis. The trouble with dealing with the Vas'Kratoria, I'm afraid, it would be unprofessional of me to simply go through them in a coffee shop.
Are they able to be taken from you, those threats?
The threads? No. Someone would have to incapacitate me first, and I find that very unlikely.
I love this bitch, but she just said, no, it's impossible, unless I'm asleep.
I mean, there are certain magical abilities that can perhaps alter. And she kind of stops and kind of leans back and looks down at her coffee, and she has this look of, like, kind of confusion, utter confusion on her face. And just... that doesn't make any sense. There are ways where you could alter someone's memory, and perhaps someone altered your memory in a way. I don't know. I have that ability, but I'm sure there are others, many others too, who also share that magical talent. By many others, I mean less than a handful. It's a very high level, very intense magic. It requires a great deal of practice to really hone.
Is that why, then, that everyone is after me is for this magic, for what it could do?
Well, not anymore. That was a misunderstanding that we seem to have cleared up. Everyone was very concerned that you had fled without a word, and everyone was very eager to find you. And trust me, Thena, when I say that this is a good thing. Darius wanting to... basically, you've trained your whole life for this moment. And Darius is very eager to allow you to flower, as it were, in the world, and share your talents with those you come across, to do good for the betterment of the Queen's realm.
I see.
Does that story satisfy you?
Yes.
Takes a big bite of the cheese roll. It's like a salted bun, and there's cheese. It's delicious. Do you want a bite?
No, thank you.
I want a bite.
Athena has been eating her cinnamon roll in, like, she picks off a bite and eats it, and then she, like, the tiny little.
Yep.
Well. I did have one concern.
Of course.
If you all couldn't predict this magical outburst, what's to stop it from happening again?
I don't know. Well, we can only hope that it doesn't. Or if it does, that you have honed your abilities enough in the world through your experiences and traveling with Harmony Knives, who is to be sort of a mentor when it comes to the comings and goings in the day-to-day of the Vas'Kratoria, acting as sort of a member of her unit, so to speak. You will be operating and dealing with certain issues that the Vas'Kratoria is facing, and Darius feels that your talents could be well put to use with rooting out some of these cults that have been popping up throughout Vaeltheria. That is going to be Harmony's next mission. Of course, if the incident here in Fairhaven showed us anything, it's that the cults can reach as far as the farthest tip of the Vas'Kratoria, and that they are active, they are dangerous, well armed, and well capable. It's net positive.
Anna has requested a poll.
Oh, thank you, Anna. From the Discord?
We didn't
Yeah.
knock on enough wood, Alicia and I.
Okay. Thank you, Avalon.
The whole place is lacquered. We're just gently knocking every
Yeah.
few minutes.
As I'm looking at the roll tables, you can continue.
The blood. What does he do with it?
Oh, we use magical means to both measure the level of raw magical talent and cross-reference it with known species of plants and relics that we may have of the Wild Mother. The more deific among us are very interested in that sort of scientific research, and also if taking a fresh sample allows, to be completely honest with you, Athena, it allows Darius to use his blood hunters to track you. That's how we found you in the first place. So though the magic that guided us to you was very weak and very vague in a way.
What brought you here? To the island?
It's how we were able to pinpoint your location so quickly, yes. You had willingly given up a sample earlier in your training, and that second sample, we wanted to make sure that nothing had changed since that magical outburst, so to speak. That magical outburst of power. Could I have everyone except Elle and Ember roll a d20 for me? 7 to 16, 5, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so Avalon and Key, both of you roll a d6. Both of you roll a d6.
That's a 6 on us.
Okay, Key. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna go back to Avalon. All right, Avalon, please add the following to your notes and inventory. This is one from Anna, so thank you, Anna, for the pull from our patrons. So this is the Paladin. This is, hang on, I turned my other camera off. This is the Paladin. Beautiful, beautiful card there. Love it. So a 2 is the next melee attack dealt by a PC deals an additional 2d8 damage on a hit. Almost like a Divine Smite, so the next time you hit with an attack roll, a spell, or vice versa, you can add 2d8 radiant damage to that.
Could I willingly just let Key have that? Because I don't do attacks much.
You can both have
Libby's
it.
all support. Oh, okay.
If that's because 6 is DM's choice. So, okay, Key and Libby. The next melee or
I was
spell
just
attack.
gonna ask. Do you think you could just throw that in chat so I just copy and paste?
Sure.
Okay. It just seems a little, not complicated per se, but I don't want to mess it up. Is my point. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Okay. I'll put it in the Heavensfire private quarters.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, so it's my most recent message there, so you can check that out. I gotta navigate back to the Inner Sanctum channel. Okay, great. All right, continue. Coffee date with Alessia unlocked.
That coffee date where you find out your girlfriend did experiments on you as a child.
She only came in a few years ago.
Uh-huh. Guilt by association.
As a teenager.
There's parts missing. Clearly there's parts missing here.
It's all right.
Meaning that, like, she's not telling you, you know, everything, and that you with your memory loss too also have like gaps to fill in, and you know, there's more to it. So.
Well, is there anything... Is there anything that you know of with your specialty in memory magics to overcome or regain the lost knowledge?
I'm afraid that, well, there is... I have just the thing. Make your way with Harmony to Bastion's Hold, where you'll check in with the Lawmaster there. After picking up your next assignment as far as Harmony's new special task force, which includes you, of hunting down these various cultists that have taken up root in the deepest parts of our city, Darius wishes you to use your magic for good to eliminate these cultists that are kidnapping, murdering, various other unsavory activity to the civilian populace to help root them out. From there, you'll make your way north through Grainsville to check in with the Justicar there, and again further north on the Queen's Road to Valtheria. In Valtheria, the Adra Kalina, the capital city, I will make sure that you meet with someone who can provide you with, if you look in a spell book, it's called a Greater Restoration spell. Once you reach the Adra Kalina, the City of Lights, and have effectively helped Harmony with neutralizing some of these less than savory cultists and murderers, I like your green mustache, L. I believe you will have earned a use of, well, one of the most expensive magical spells to possibly be cast. I'll make sure that one of the clerics at the All Faiths Chapel meets you to arrange for this to happen. Or if you're not a religious type yourself, if this you think that might have some sort of a reaction with your gifts from the Wild Mother, we can take you to a temple of the Wild Mother specifically. That would be to the west in the woods where your friend Dahlia initially grew up in.
They know a weird amount about Dahlia.
How does she know that?
That's a fun thing to learn offhandedly.
What?
It's
No, I didn't grow up there.
known as the Watcher's Wood.
Why do you know where Dahlia grew up?
Dahlia is a person of interest in many ongoing investigations, and Darius believed that it would be in the best interests of both Dahlia, who is someone who you seem to have an excellent relationship with, to prove your loyalty to the crown and hunt out some of these less than savory elements, including these rebel elements that seem to be continuously waging a war against the crown, causing death and destruction wherever they go. Darius sees it as the perfect opportunity for you to better the realm in more than one way. And this, of course, would alleviate Dahlia of any misunderstanding, any unfortunate misunderstanding. Yep. We are very aware of Dahlia's extended family in the Watcher's Wood, and would like to also alleviate them as well, from any suspicion. Dahlia working with you is the first step. Obviously, someone so kind who has such an excellent relationship with you cannot possibly be a terrorist.
Emma's caught off guard. I see. Alright. I guess that makes sense.
These terrorists are terrible, awful people. Savages.
Athena's thinking, the people who attacked me as soon as I woke up, not the savages. The people who took me in without saying a thing, those are savages. But she doesn't say that out loud.
The Vas'Kratoria are colonizers.
Oh, it's so good. Love that.
Tyrants and colonizers.
Not the best D&D spinoff.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you afraid?
I can see Renee trying very hard to keep her composure. There's stuff happening.
This is why we're on Push to Talk.
Did you hear me, Aaron?
Good.
Are you afraid of Darius?
I think everybody's a little afraid of one of the most powerful individuals in the Vas'Kratoria, but if you ask me, I see us as equals. In our own right. There's a reason that I am the second in command, an Ardragon of the Aefyntir. Now, if there's someone you should be afraid of, it's Cyrodiil and the Armorer.
Aaron, you cannot put that many consonants together and not put it in the chat to spell out.
I will. It's in the NPC's channel.
Okay,
towards
I'll
the
go
top.
find it.
Cyrodiil, and she just said the Armorer, but I'll get you a name after.
Oh, good. Why should I be afraid of them?
Because Cyrodiil killed thousands upon thousands of men, women, and children to end the war. Not that I can argue with the end result, but he will kill women, children, and civilians. To secure peace. Not that I wouldn't do anything to secure peace, but he is the most cunning and dangerous man that I have ever met in my entire life. That is someone to be afraid of. That is someone to not get on the bad side of. That is someone who has given up his very reputation for the safety and security of this realm. Compromised himself in the process, but ended 100 years of bloodshed. Would I have done it differently? I would like to think so. But again, the end result is the peace that we now enjoy. Baraktal, he's the butcher. And Nicaea Voss, the armorer. Her department in the Aefyntir is, well, it's safe to say she has a bit of an obsession with the gods, and I would not trust myself around her. Our two different departments are very different. Darius and I oversee public outreach of godkin, so to speak, or working with these godkin that have appeared rather magically throughout the realm and training them and keeping them safe and secure from the dangers while they train and hone their abilities and powers. Cyrodiil and Nicaea Voss are just the opposite. In Nicaea Voss's department specifically, in addition to arms and armor, also in Cyroc's retirement, their department deals with divinity and using the power of the gods to enhance the powers and abilities of those that exist, that are corporeal, that we know are real. Not that I inherently disagree, but Nicaea has an obsession. Something about Well, you should see the poetry that she's written about it. It's quite intense.
They're saying that their department intensifies the magic of the godkin, or of like people in general.
Using the magic of the gods. She accentuated the word using. Using the magic of the gods, one way or another, to better the world. As they, at least as far as their interpretation of bettering the world.
What do you all call the godkin?
Exactly that, godkin.
There are many?
There are more, yes. There are more like you.
More from the Wild Mother?
You are the only one from the Wild Mother. You are the only one of the Wild Mother. Make an insight check.
Fuck yes. I got a frickin' 21.
She seems
Hell
to
yeah.
be... What she just said seems to be true. Is she leaving something out? Probably. But she said it with confidence and conviction. She's doing that thing where she's telling the truth. But what does that mean? What is the substance behind the truth?
That's what we call a plot hook.
Yes.
Y'all say siblings, I think clones.
Clones would
Thank you.
imply that there's something to clone. Y'all might just be like experiments from a test tube.
Maybe.
Nicaea Voss.
If there were more of you.
Nicaea Voss will stop at nothing to get what she wants. They are ambitious. They are cunning. And any individual who is willing to work with Cyrodiil, who enjoys his tutelage, is someone to be very careful of.
I appreciate the warning, then. And I thank you for taking the time to come and talk to me and
Of course.
fill in some of my blanks.
I'm very happy that we can potentially resolve all of this by getting you to a healer in the Adrakalina, and hopefully then we can get all of your memories restored. I think maybe a good idea would be to wait until you can get to a temple of the Wild Mother in the Watcher's Wood. But we can do it sooner than later in the Adrakalina if you wish. We will have to compensate the healers for that service that they provide, but that is not a problem for the Vas'Kratorian. Especially not the Dragon Keepers. I am just not aware of any healers on this island, and I have checked, I promise, that are capable of casting a spell such as Greater Restoration.
Give me a few levels. I'm
I was
working
about
on
to
it.
say, hey, Livy, when do you get that spell? Anywho.
It's a 5th level spell, so it's gonna be a bit.
Oh, fuck.
High level spell.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Perhaps it'll be all over soon. Has it been... What is it getting close to, like, we can part ways and go to bed time?
Whenever you want. I know Dahlia wanted to make sure that those supplies were gathered up and ready. And also identifying that necklace. And also, I know you wanted to have coffee, and we're gonna pan over to Libby, and to Migs, and to Harmony, and then after that, I believe the plan is to convene for the evening.
Okay.
So
That's all I wanted to ask her.
Okay.
So whether that be the end of our coffee day, or if we just move on to like less.
She's doing that thing where her hand is in the middle of the table. She's not even looking at it or at you. She's just kind of has her hand out there, and as she's talking.
Perfect. Is hers the hand that I saw in that vision? Now that I'm like right here.
Ooh. Okay. I've been having you make just intelligence checks, right?
I think so.
Okay, go ahead and make an intelligence check for me.
Would have been funny if she just called out for a random skill, like, make an acrobatics check.
Yeah.
Can you jump to this conclusion?
I had to use a luck point. I got a... just a straight intelligence would be a 13.
13. You had tried to make that good, so now that you see it up close, it's hard to really... It's, you know, it could have been anyone's hand. You're not 100%.
Athena will, after she's finished picking at the food, start crafting more forget-me-nots and whatever that flower was that she had from that vision of her in the cell, and she's going to start braiding them together.
Okay.
Until they're roughly the size of her wrist, and is then going to just kind of hold it out, kind of like near her hand.
Okay. So, this is very lovely. See? Lots of talent.
Indeed.
Is,
much to be discovered.
What do you plan to do with this?
It is for you.
Really?
Of course.
Thank you, Thina. She just kind of takes it and slides it over her wrist, and I love it.
I'm glad. The flowers all have meanings, and I think they're very important.
We should do this again, now that you have free reign of the world. I would very much like to have regular check-ins with you, and if that means a coffee date.
That sounds lovely.
Excellent.
Perhaps next we meet, I will have more memory to work with.
If you uncover anything in the process, a cleric I am not, unfortunately. Neither is Darius. We honed our skills for more sort of like police work, you know, paramilitary, that sort of thing. Although I wish I was. Memory magic is, well, I suppose in the schools of magic it was always considered more devious or offensive, and restoration was always the domain of clerics, unfortunately. I'm very curious myself. I hope you remember and uncover more memories before that, though, because you and I have an excellent working relationship. An excellent working relationship. One of my favorite things was to have tea with you and just talk history and poetry. I loved it very much, and I hope we can do that again sometime.
I think we will, very soon.
Good. And she just takes another sip of her coffee. I'm looking forward to it. So before we cut over to Harmony and Libby and Migs over at the docks, I have had to pee for like an hour, so I'm going to say it's 11:50. We're going to go ahead and take our break now.
Oh, thank God I'm out of water, too.
So go ahead and refill your water bottles, take a pee break, take your meds, everybody, and we will be back here to figure out what's going on in the docks, and then hopefully reconvene and turn in for the evening, because we have stuff happening. So we'll be back in 10 minutes.
Thank you,
type
Ken.
this.
Will we finally get to the man of this session?
That's what I'm hoping for the cliffhanger.
Shout out to y'all going through the longest day your characters have ever experienced.
Yes.
Dahlia's day started at 5 a.m. and that was a lot of shit.
It hasn't really come up much in the game yet because we haven't had many opportunities to cast spells or healing. But it was a part of like the setup for the campaign and stuff, and I wonder if the memory loss is associated with the malady.
Hasn't really taken
I
hold
don't know.
yet. So
I'm reading through all the
You're muted, Aaron.
What is the creation of the
hasn't
god
really
king?
taken hold yet.
It hasn't taken hold yet. Noted.
Ooh.
At least not with y'all, because I want to get through that. I want to get through Halavas first before we start.
We are wee little babs,
Yes.
and we must make it through the tutorial level before we get to the
yeah, we
proper
have to make it
game.
through the tutorial level first. All right, everybody, welcome
Oh,
back.
actually,
Yes.
6
I
months.
had
Take it or
a
leave it.
question real fast.
Okay, I have an answer.
So Harmony gets paid because Harmony's in whatever. I was wondering if Migs also gets paid for being part of the Corsian Accord.
You
For
have to
being
talk
part
to
of the
your
what?
employers about it.
Meg was contacting her union.
I want to know if Migs gets paid or not. Because she
Migs-
technically has a job.
You have a stipend. You have a stipend, yes.
Migs goes on
Awesome.
strike later and just does
Yeah.
nothing in every.
I just
Migs
don't
is
do
on
anything.
strike. Makes
Yeah.
Phoenix have her on her shoulders so she gets extra tall.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Migs goes on strike for not getting paid. That was my question. I just wanted to know if I got paid or not.
Okay, yes, eventually. All right, so
Eventually.
yes, we had. Oh no, you know what? We are going to use her because I did a whole thing for her. So, Evelyn
Her who?
Signorella.
Giant woman.
Yes.
Giant
And we're using characters and tokens, slightly different reskins. So, and I think she had made her way into town.
Making my way downtown.
Okay, her stat block's a little different. And then you met Captain Giroux, and as well as the entourage, who was also making his way into town. What happened to the music now, too? Welcome back, everybody. Isabits, hello, Isabits. Any recent tarot
hello,
pulls?
hello.
No, not recently. We're getting over back to the docks, where the last shenanigery happened. What's going on with the music bot? What happened to Rathine here?
It
Quick,
disconnected.
everybody sing.
Okay.
Oh no, when you see it.
Nothing copyrighted.
We're gonna do ASKII. Oh, what the heck was the name of that song? It was by Beacon of Cyrodiil.
I'm gonna immediately
There we
pop
go.
into my head was not appropriate.
Okay, perfect. And I think
What's
this
up,
Well,
Jeez,
should
what's
be
it,
good.
Renee?
Okay. There we go. All right. So, back on the docks, you had just met Captain Giroux, and we have Harmony, Migs, and Avalon with Libby reeling from meeting a smorgasbord of cast and characters.
Oh,
And,
am I still in the water?
I was gonna say, did Migs ever come?
Yeah, did I get out of the water?
You drowned. You drowned.
Well, damn. Time to roll a new character.
Diesel Shot is here. I just want to say hello to our friends at Diesel Shot and Spider Queen Long. Hello, everybody. Welcome
What is
to
up?
Heavensfire, the interactive D&D tarot card show where we pull tarot cards and enjoy and revel in the chaos of what happens. I.e. meeting a cavalcade of cartoon comedy characters at the docks.
Yeah, welcome to the crackhead corner of the campaign.
Yes.
Shout out to that alliteration real quick. That was
Yes.
real good.
Yes.
We love that.
A cavalcade of cartoon chaos characters.
Yeah.
Speaking of, you had met Evelyn Signorella, the All Faiths chaplain, who had armor of Thorin on, and also a pendant to Aefyntir as well, the Dawn Mother. So you had met her, followed quickly by Captain Giroux, who had scattered the gawking crowd. Migs, you recover from the water, sort of, again, that glistening spark, that glistening sword, or a piece of that glistening sword. Seems like an old relic that had surfaced, possibly due to the recent seismic activity. but it's old, and a relic being right here in the docks, being able to find something probably more than likely has to do again with the, the recent seismic activity. So,
Yeah.
but you have it.
Cool. Am I still in the water?
It's a shard.
Did I
Yes,
get
we love
out of
raiders.
the
You got
water?
out of the water, and that's Captain Giroux made a comment about your friends all wet. You might want to get them a towel or something.
I
and-
shake like a dog to get water off of me.
Of course you fucking do. Of course you do.
Very specifically spraying Harmony.
I love it. Amazing. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Why on earth did you impulsively dive into the water?
I just wanted to have a little dip, you know? I pocket the piece, not necessarily being like stealthy about it, but just kind of like nonchalantly.
Does Harmony still look hurt from the ordeal? I know she got healed, but did she get healed like back to full?
She
Are
got
there
healed back to
marks?
full.
Yeah, she's still
Let's
back to
see. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Well then,
Beside your HP
Harmony,
and
shall we
AC.
head? Well then, Harmony, shall we head back to the ship and talk about what happened?
Would like to know what happened actually.
Well, I got really excited. I thought you were going to say, should we head back to the tavern and convene with the others? And I was like, oh my god, is it happening? Are we
No.
actually progressing the story?
Not at
To be
all.
fair, they did come down to
Why
the
the plot?
We
They
did
did
come
come
down
to
to
the
the
docks
docks for
with
a
a
specific
purpose.
reason.
To
then
get your dress.
Harmony got
Yes.
like
Yeah.
slapped 6
And then-
times by
yeah.
the tarot deck last week.
It's like, okay, so you meet this character, and this crazy thing happens. And you meet this character, and this crazy thing happens. And then you meet this character.
And
I'm like,
having a
what?
tug of war with Harmony.
Yeah.
You
He's
just-
like,
you
guys,
just-
there's enough for me to go around, please.
And then I was like, time to dive in the water, I guess.
The deck just went like full gambit on Harmony last time.
Yeah.
RP Harmony.
Do we want to just like fast forward through
Yeah,
this
we
shit
can
so we
fast
can
forward
convene?
through that, but like,
Harmony
Yeah.
doesn't want to talk about it anyways, so Harmony needs
Yeah.
to like, go and get your dress.
Trauma.
And let's read.
While they're like on the deck waiting for Migs to get back, are you okay? Did anything happen? That storm was concerning.
When I figure out the words to use for the experience that I just had, I will let you know.
Understood. If I may, for a moment, I would request that you please stop leaving me behind. I am supposed to assist you, Harmony. It's difficult to do that when I'm across town.
You have my apologies. Sometimes my mind wanders, and I forget certain things.
I understand. It's understandable. I prefer to assist when I can, sort of in general, and it's difficult to do that when I am not present.
Of course. From now on, I will make sure that you are kept firmly by my side. Yes?
As you wish.
Good. Migs, hurry up.
You gotta push the button. Trying
Push
very
the
hard,
top.
and we all recognize your effort.
All right, so you're able to get back onto the ship, and you're able to dry off enough. There's enough magic amongst the Vas'Kratorian spellcasters who can dry you off with prestidigitation before you go on, especially with Captain Giroux's crew. Claude Giroux's a hockey player. Captain Giroux is someone different. And you're able to towel off as some of the mages can wait, and just kind of heat comes off of their fingertips and palms, and it's kind of like walking through the last part of a car wash as you're just with heat, and you air dry off with magic, and you're able to go in and retrieve your any equipment that you need from your ship, from the
Wonderful.
I have a name for it.
And I think I'm walking back off of the ship right as Harmony says, Mix, hurry up! And
Yeah.
then I just actively walk slower towards Harmony because Harmony told me to hurry. But then I think we just kind of head to the tavern.
The
Right?
Yeah.
Intrepid.
The inn. Yeah.
The intrepid.
I think that is yours. Let me just double check.
Harmony yells, "Hurry up!" and Migs dives back into the bay again.
Because there's a couple of
Oh
different
no!
ships.
I
No.
tripped.
The Storm's
Darn.
Call. The Storm's Call.
The Storm's Call.
The
I
Storm's
definitely
Call is
think
your ship.
Storm's Call is. What was Storm's Call?
Storm's Call was the ship that Harmony was on
Yes.
with Migs and Libby.
The Storm's Call.
Yes.
Okay,
All right. So,
so now I think we head back to the tavern. Inn?
Yes.
Yeah, the Ebb Tide was the one we agreed on.
The Ebb Tide.
that was
Yeah.
actually. Let me just. I gotta double check my notes because I think I mixed up a couple different bars. I just want to make sure.
Also, when you have a moment, Izabitz has requested a tarot card.
I saw.
Oh lord.
I love that. I love the emoji
There's
next
only,
to
like,
it.
Time right before we all finally reconvene.
There's only like 2 of you that can get it too, because several of us have won already.
I hate to say this, Dahlia still needs to get the results from the necklace.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Yeah,
Ebb
it shouldn't
Tide.
be too good.
The Ebb Tide it is.
Yeah, that's one I got on my notes.
Yep.
Yep.
Just wanted to make sure. Run by Erica Bumblepot.
And the old
Amazing.
man. It's the old man there.
I will die for that character.
Erica Bumblepot, and there are. Actually, there's anything that I had already told you. Let me just see. Yeah, it's the tavern, so I don't think there's anything. Gotcha, Second Skin, Sewing Circle, G-Born Woods, The Nook, Lumber and Woodwork. Yeah, the Ebb Tide. There's also the Lone Dragon Inn, which was where you had your incident with some of your party members, a run-in with the law, some unruly behavior with Kinela and Co. Co-Hilarion. Some public
There's no proof
disturbances.
that it was me.
Yeah. So the Ebb Tide, okay.
Now then, Harmony, let's not make it a habit for you to fall for me every single day, shall we?
I'm not even going to warrant you with even more of a response. I'm ignoring you now.
That is already a response,
Ignoring you.
my love.
Goodbye. Like very childishly, he's like, I am not. No. You.
Oh,
shut
so
up.
that means
No.
I can go off on my own again? Am I being dismissed?
You would love that, wouldn't you?
My Life is in That One,
Wait,
thank you for
I'm
the
not
follow.
talking to you.
Also, great name, by the way. Great name. My Life is in That One. How's the dice rolling? Good so far. We're about to pull a tarot card. I just get to figure out where the Ebb Tide is. Does anyone see the Ebb Tide on here? Because it's down by the docks, but I just get to figure out exactly where.
Did you lose the inn?
No,
We
I got the
lost
Lone
the
Dragon.
inn.
I'm gonna make it right over here.
Mhm.
There we go. The Ebb Tide. Alright. Crimson text. We want to make that white-ish. Okay. Yeah, there it is. Ebb Tide. You're gonna love this. I got a whole thing going on in there.
Oh boy.
Little copy.
We are the pirates.
Oh, hey, we can
so
kind of like
don't
walk
you
along.
worry.
Oh, wrong. We can walk along the river back to the thing.
Yes.
That'll be a nice walk.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
dunk Migs a couple more times on the way. It'll be fine.
Yeah, Mix just swims
Harmony
along.
Would love to. Harmony would love to just.
Push
We
through.
do have a swim speed.
I
So-
have
Oh
a
my God,
swim
it's
speed.
true.
Yeah,
So
we all have swim speed.
there
See, no, I was
are.
just thinking,
We
like,
love the river.
Harmony's just dunking you like Achilles in the river as we walk along.
Just waterboarding me.
There are a couple of different taverns. There's the Lone Dragon, which is where you had the incident, which has the upstairs rooms. There is the most expensive one, which is the not John. It's the Joshua Carver. the Joshua Carver Inn. And then there is the Ebb Tide, which is essentially like a dive. It's rough and tumble, it's cheap, it's out of the way. It's very rustic, so to speak.
Oh, I excel at being in dives.
Some of us do. Some of us don't.
That was a pun about your swim speed, wasn't it?
Hey,
Maybe.
oh my gosh. I'm going to bring Evelyn Signorella, who has the longest possible plate name in the entire history of Roll20 D&D campaigns. Evelyn Signorella, Shield of the Dawn Mother.
Queen.
Fantastic.
Yep. It takes up like half the screen.
Is
All
that
right.
the giant woman?
Yes, giant woman.
Giant woman.
And then, of course, we have Captain Giroux down over here, who is making sure to keep everybody in check, who is very enamored with you, Harmony. That is for sure. All right.
Yeah.
So, are the three of you heading over to the Ebb Tide?
Yes.
We are.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should not be at 0 HP. That is not accurate.
Harmony's actually just dead.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a ghost
Yeah.
now.
All right.
Harmony's just dead.
On the
Can't
way
wait to see your new
there.
character.
Mix
the-
didn't catch you the next time you fell, so happens.
Oh,
The
geez. Okay.
concussion killed her.
Yeah.
Oh, this is such a beautiful card. So this one is for you, Isabits. I have a tarot pull for you from you. I gotta bring up my roll table because I have a thing for this. I got a thing for all of it. Did the repeat work?
Hell yeah, you do.
Yeah. Hey, I spent the better part of Friday making sure that all of these roll tables were done.
Hell yeah.
And I'm very
We respect
excited
the
about them.
hustle.
Yeah.
That's why we're all here.
Construct the Celestial. Okay. So who's left? 4 people out of 7, right? So if you have not already been the subject of a tarot card, 3 people out of 7 because we had double last time. So for the 3 people who have not already been the subject of a tarot card roll, go ahead and please, if you would, roll a d20. It should be 3 people.
Is it Harmony, Dahlia, and Migs? Am I remembering that right?
Maybe?
No, because I have not won anything.
Oh,
Yeah, Migs
Harmony,
are
Dahlia,
the
and
topic.
Fina. I was 2 out of 3.
Or maybe it's 4. If you have not yet been the subject of a tarot card effect, please go ahead and roll.
We've had 4 winners so far.
Okay. Yay, winners! winners in quotation marks. Let's call that recipients. Recipients of Tarot Chaos. Okay. So 18. Jesus, Harmony, come on. How?
What? No. What's happening?
You know what? I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna make a DM here, and I'm gonna switch. It's the first poll.
Wait,
I'm gonna switch it. It was inverse, but there is a general note here that says, as appropriate given the situation, the DM can make a judgment call. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, based on everything that's happened, if it doesn't make sense for that specific situation. You know what?
Can we know what you're like switching from? Can we know the thing that's not happening?
Actually, no. You know what?
Oh no.
We're gonna go with the first one. So I'm gonna show you this card.
Oh no. I didn't mean to
And
convince her. I'm
this
sorry,
is
Harmony.
this is the 4 of Celestials, right? So angelic, right? But it was upside down. So I actually have something very specific that I think Isabits is going to get a kick out of. So, 4 of Celestials. And again, this is the Adventurers Tarot, Weirdworks LLC. Beautiful, beautiful art. Go check out our friends at Weirdworks LLC. So, Harmony. Migs. And Libby.
Yeah.
What?
What's going on this time?
We each get 3 levels. Let's go.
Yeah, we each level up to level 6.
Harmony's just gonna get struck by lightning. I didn't.
That happened already. No repeat.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to catch fucking Harmony again.
I always have
Right
your
after
word
I
prepared.
told
You'll be
Harmony
fine.
not to fall for me again today.
This is gonna be, oh my god. I'm actually excited about this now.
Should I preemptively cast Bless?
The music change.
My
Does
cheeks
Libby
physically hurt.
have like a spider sense of when to cast Bless?
Okay. As you enter, the Ebb Tide Tavern is a dimly lit dive of dingy, stale air, seedy-looking characters, billiards, cards, smoke, ale, and jubilation. There is no Wild West stop and stare as you enter. There's a few looks, but you're able to enter without too much of an issue. And it's an interesting, unique smell. A combination of that stale air, perhaps fresh or not so fresh sea smell that seems to permeate some of the old dirty fishermen that seem to be littering this bar at various intervals. There is also a muscular half-orc that stands behind the bar. The tough, no-nonsense barmaid of the Ebb Tide, Erica Bumblepot. Moving around from table to table, there is a gender-neutral half-elf with shoulder-length blonde hair and a very lovely but practical blue dress. They appear to be definitely gender-neutral, sort of like a femme presentation, but also embracing some masculine qualities as well. Again, a form-fitting blue dress, white tights, and a white lily with a blue hue in their hair, including one of the flower crowns made by your friends at the shop. So, yes, a femboy. You found the femboy. They appear to be very happy, sort of conversing with the patrons, moving from table to table, and as they kind of spin around and the dress do a little fun step and slam the tray back on the bar, the very large, muscly half-orc has kind of an undercut, but actually tied back into a ponytail, sort of like dark hair over to one side. She looks very serious and a little, a little kind of rough and tumble. And she leans in and just plants a kiss on the lips of this other server, her significant other, Samuel Invalia. And the two continue to go about their business in the tavern. There is also, seated at the far end of the tavern, there is another barmaid who is moving around, much more feminine presenting, sort of blonde hair, a little wavy, sort of come down to the shoulders, but also tied back a little bit. And she is kind of has a tray, and she's struggling to hold the tray steady in a very form-fitting old school corset. She's kind of stumbling around a little bit. She seems to have been potentially drinking on the job, and your suspicions are correct when she takes a shot off of the tray and takes one herself before putting it upside down back on the tray. And you can see at the end of the bar there is a very strange looking man who has a combat, sort of like this serrated knife that he has in kind of stuck into the bar, and he has an eye patch over one eye and has these almost braid-like features that come down, but it looks very strange. And he's got this great beard. His skin kind of looks a little off color, as if like with a purple tinge. and he seems to be arguing with another older individual, kind of scraggly, sort of thin beard, not well kept at all. I was kind of leaning over the table, and they're kind of staring daggers at each other. And this bearded man kind of looks at all three of you as you approach, and just and goes back to the conversation and takes the knife and seems to gesture it at the other guy, who is just kind of pushes his hands up, and they seem to be arguing. The other guy kind of is putting his finger down at the table, and they both keep looking over at this intoxicated barmaid. What do the three of you do?
This place seems lively.
Libby is
Never been
staying
in a
background
dive
for the
like this
moment.
before, Harmony.
Once or twice, but I'm no regular. Sorry, what did
You
what
cut
did you
off
say,
there.
Libby?
Oh, I was saying that Libby's just kind of staying behind you and just staying like background.
Oh,
She can't order like food or anything, so it's just like she's just hanging out behind you.
should we find a table somewhere?
Yeah, let's
Preferably somewhere
go.
easy for them to see us when they come in.
Is there like a
Respectfully.
table like across from the door that's empty?
I just want to say that the inverse of the celestial card for Isabits, when it says, when you pull the celestial at inverse, consult the fiend table. The
Oh, what
fiend
fun.
or
Got some-
devil's table.
We got some fiends over there, I'm guessing.
And
but-
Isabits, one of them is in the bar. I'll let you use your imagination as to which one.
So that guy might be a fiend, but he also kind of looks like a pirate, and I think that makes him a friend
Yes.
Yes.
because there's an extra
love that.
R.
Oh my God.
Arr.
All right,
Oh my
so
God.
you have found what is also the queer haven.
Yes. Is there an empty table that can be seen from like the door, like when we first walk in?
So so the entrance is right here, and there's what appears to be sort of a large secondary set of swinging double doors that leads into sort of an old sort of foyer with what seems to be a bell clerk, and it's two floors of rooms that seem to be well populated. It is a bit of a dive, but everyone here seems to be having a good time, and it's actually a mix of queer folk and your average citizen. It's kind of this strange melting pot of the queer community and the fishing community. But as far as places to sit, to the left, there are there's like a billiards hall, and in the corner here in the main hall, in the back, there is sort of a round table with a booth seats, bench seats, I should say, and also 3 chairs around it as well that you can all kind of squeeze in and sit at.
Alright, I guess we should claim that table, but also Harmony, you want to play billiards with me?
Sure. We have nothing but time.
All right. Well, in the meantime, I want each of you to make a series of 5 sleight of hand checks,
Sleight of hand checks
Yeah.
for billiards? I guess that makes sense.
or just flat dexterity. Your choice. Either flat dexterity checks or sleight of hand checks.
Ooh,
5
okay.
each.
I'd like to kind of
Harmony
watch
is
them. I think Libby would like to watch them play and sort of like see how the balls move and do her robot brain stuff on this game.
Just say you want to count cards, it's fine.
I mean, it's all geometry.
I'm gonna roll a couple of d20s here. 18 and a
Geometry and
12.
probability.
All right. So, as far as the 2 individuals, you can kind of hear them better as you kind of make your way in, and that bearded individual is like, no, I'm gonna take her home, and if you don't, if you know what's good for you, you'll shut the fuck up about it, and you'll drop it. I don't know you from a hole in the wall. I've never seen you here before. And the older guy eventually, after this argument, he's like, hey, I haven't had nearly as much to drink as you, man. Get that thing out of my fucking face. And he says, you want to test me? And eventually, after this kind of tense exchange, the kind of more thin, the guy that's kind of leaning on the bar, that short kind of white hair and the scraggly beard, and the long kind of beige overcoat eventually just, whatever, it's not worth the trouble. And then the bearded man just, that's what I thought. Kind of takes the knife and kind of picks something out of his teeth. Kind of eats it. Billiards. Back to billiards. All right.
Jeebus.
So we got
Fucking rogue,
a 24, 25, 18, 20, 22. What do you got for your series
Oh,
of...
I forgot to post them. Sorry.
That's okay.
Do you want me to type them, or should I just say them out loud?
It's up to you. Whatever's easiest.
I got natural 20 for 23, 8, 13, 21, and 15.
Okay. All right. Highest. Okay. Okay. 8, 12, 21. Okay. It takes about... By the time you're done with your first round, you're familiar with Billiards Harmony. You have 4. You have 4, I'm going to say, MIG, stripes or solids?
I'm gonna go stripes.
Okay. By the time that Miggs calls the corner pocket, actually, tell me which pocket you sink the 8-ball in, Miggs.
I want to say I'm gonna go for one of the side pockets because I'm an extra bitch.
Describe to me and everybody else here on Twitch, with Harmony having 4 balls left on the table, how do you skill shot around in what pocket? Describe your victory shot with sinking the 8-ball.
Okay, so my victory shot, the cue is probably like on the, I guess if like this is the table, it's on this side.
Mm-hmm.
And Harmony's balls are
they're on the table.
I'm sorry, I tried very hard not to laugh.
You know, girl boss coming in and putting her balls on the table. We stand. Sometimes you gotta do that. Sometimes you just gotta do that.
Harmony's balls are...
I mean, she did just execute an enemy of the state in the middle of the street. So
the solids are on the table, kind of like
girl boss.
Intermittently. And the 8-ball, I feel like, is kind of like in the center of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so Miggs calls for the right side pocket, and shoots it off of the back wall and like angles the cue to go in between Harmony's solids to and then like bounces off of one of the other balls and hits into the side pocket. Geometry.
And as this ricochet effect happens, you see that cue ball hit the 8 at just the right angle, and it floats over the felt, goes into that side pocket, lingers around the edge for a minute, and then just pops in.
Yes.
And you can see that there is a hydrator die straight. Thank you, Isabits. Everybody hydrate. I'm going to chug the last little bit of my coffee here in my Doctor Who mug.
I'm going to need a pass on that one.
All right, so we have the 3 of you in there. As you sink the 8-ball, there's like 3 older fishermen that are standing around you. There's 2 older men who are kind of standing arm in arm with each other, and then there's another who's just kind of watching you sink the shot, and this older guy kind of sunken cheeks as you just kind of real nasty look, but as you sink that, he goes, that's good shooting.
Good shooting, Tex.
I may look young, but I've got plenty of experience playing pool.
Congrats on your victory, Migs.
Why, thank you, Harmony.
Another round? Or are you bored already?
You could never bore me, Harmony.
I gotta get my DMG, so right.
Of course, I'm here to entertain, right, darling?
Yes, that is your job description, after all.
I'm sure I'll find tons of ways to keep us both entertained then. Yes?
I'm sure. I'm sure I would be delighted to be entertained by you, Harmony.
She's just staring at you, just locking eyes, and is like, this little shit.
So, Harmony, for the next round, Solace of Stripes?
Could I perhaps
Solid.
play around?
Oh, of course! Would you like to play against me or Harmony?
I suppose that's up to either of you. I am not intimately familiar with this game, but it seems to be mostly mathematics and dexterity, yes?
True.
Sure.
And also luck. But any game involves luck.
Of course, Migs here seems to be incredibly lucky.
I don't see the luck component personally, but I suppose that's fair.
Well, it's luck of where the balls land, no?
Isn't that simply, like, physics and such? The angle that the balls are struck, the force that they have.
What is physics? Migs does not know what physics is.
I mean, it's a word.
You
How
can
about
go
we
up against
do it?
Migs, since Migs won. And we can slowly teach you how to play the game.
Sure. DM, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Woo.
Would I possibly be able to use intelligence mod instead of dex mod for the shots?
Yes.
Woo! I thought I was gonna have to do more convincing than that.
You're a construct, so. All right, let's see.
My dex mod is flat, so like this is good.
I have a like sleight of hand and flat dex are the same for me, so I'm like it doesn't really matter which one I do.
Hell yeah.
Alright, so we're rolling another 5? I see. While we're killing time.
There was one thing that I wanted to get at the general store while waiting for
What would you like to get?
like a journaling kit sort of thing, like a journal and some.
Yeah, that is.
So you can write notes in character and out of character.
Absolutely.
You write notes in theme to the poems that are on the page?
Journaling kit.
First entry. Today's gonna be a great day. End entry. Today was not a great day.
Today, in fact, was a bad day. Actually, Libby, why don't you play Harmony? There's something else I want to do.
And what would that be?
I'm going to save our barmaid friend.
Yes. Before she gets herself into some trouble. Or trouble finds her.
Indeed.
Holler if you need help.
Will do. Am I about to get into a fight with a fiend? Who knows?
Yeah.
The DM knows.
Migs
Yeah, the DM knows.
walks off to do that. Harmony will keep an eye. Just to make sure Migs doesn't kick someone's shit in. Or get her shit kicked in.
For a notebook, 5 gold. They're a little expensive.
What about like
Expensive.
writing utensil of cheapest sort?
Okay.
Is there a ballpoint pen in universe?
2 copper. Wait. 10 gold, 2 copper for everything. But 10 gold, 2. So total is 15 gold, 2 copper. Sorry, that was a journey that we just went on, everybody. Thank you. 15 gold, 2 copper for a blank notebook, a vial of ink.
I'll just take the notebook.
It's 5 gold. All right, and the player's thing I'm going to need again. I'm going to put this up here. Okay. As you are in the back, or as you are kind of near the back of the store, you hear a crack. Gaby, can you roll 6d6 for me?
I can. Do you want individual numbers or totals?
Total.
5, 10, 16, plus 4, 24.
24? All right. Yeah. You hear a and like this sort of a small explosion, and then you hear a thud, like a body hitting the floor.
Oh Lord!
What
And
the fuck?
everyone just kind of stops what they're doing, and Granny's daughter just looks at you and then just runs back behind the curtain. And then you just hear, "Help! Somebody get some help!"
What just happened?
You paid her
Help!
to sell this necklace.
Fuck! Yeah, I'm running. Yeah, I'm running. Sorry, my brain took a moment. I lagged.
Hey, Granny
I'm running
is
bow drawn.
okay. You kind of run into the back, and as you walk in, that same guy that you saw in the tailoring shop is in the back, against the wall, and just kind of looking down and just should have just trusted me. You gave Granny this necklace? Shame on you. And you can see the daughter is, "What are you doing? Get some help!" Granny's on the ground unconscious, and she is bleeding.
Key hear this?
Yes, both of Key and Co both hear this.
Key goes, yeah.
Okay. All right. You rush back in, and Key and Dahlia can both see that gentleman kind of standing against the back wall, with one leg up, just kind of observing it, arms crossed, just shaking his head.
Well, forgive me if I'd rather trust someone I know for a few decades over you.
The daughter just, "What are you doing? Get help!"
Key, have you seen him do this before?
Fix it.
Well, that's a lot of necrotic energy that was stored in there. I'm not a cleric. Better find one.
Oh, I have a healing potion! I put a healing potion at Moira's! I am gonna give that healing potion. If that motherfucker fucks with that, I will cry.
Okay, alright. So, you run in, and you can see as you get a little closer. Go ahead and make a medicine check for me, Dahlia. Just to see what your basic triage assessment is. And there's like this kind of green cloud of mist that's hanging in the air. And you can see that one sort of pearl on the left-hand corner of the talisman is shattered.
That is a 22 for medicine.
Okay, yeah, she is. You can see that she's still conscious. I just want to make sure. 24 damage, right?
Yeah, it was 24.
All right, let
Hopefully
me
it didn't
check
kill
my
her.
dossier here, and let's see. Hit points. Ah, she has 40 hit points. So she is.
Oh, so she's okay.
Or she's unconscious. This was a.
Yeah, okay. I'm feeding her the healing potion and trying to like.
Okay.
Did?
As you kind of so that again, she's also a 70-year-old woman, so that much trauma all at once is enough to knock her unconscious.
Yeah.
So,
fair.
all right. So, as you kind of dump the healing potion into Granny's mouth, she just and just kind of leans over, and the daughter kind of puts her hair back, and she just coughs up this black sort of vomit that you just kind of all over the ground, and it begins to burn a hole into the wood floor.
I try to wipe it like any like thing that like is on her face, type thing. Make sure nothing's on her with like a handkerchief.
So, Key, your family member is just kind of standing in the back wall and just, no, I gave you a gift and you couldn't just put it on and let sleeping dogs lie? You had
Your
to
gifts
push
always
Granny
come at a
forward.
price.
It's not really my specialty, you know, rebel and all. I don't really like to roll over.
It was a gift. Do you want to fight the Vas'Kratoria or not?
Can I do?
By the way, Granny's okay, but I mean, to abuse an elder like that, shame on you, Dahlia.
Abuse?
Clearly, she told you that this was that there was some kind of powerful energy radiating from this necklace, but you told her to touch it anyway. You have to really get hands-on to do a dispel magic like that. Now, I put a protective ward on there to try and defer you, to try and keep you from having second thoughts about morals before you put this necklace on that is a gift from me and my benefactor. And you had to push and ask questions. And look, you almost got poor Granny killed. Now,
I hold Granny close.
do you want to fight the Vas'Kratoria, or do you want to hold hands with Granny?
I don't know, her hands are pretty warm. And whatever fights I will be a part of, it will be on my terms and not unknown ones from your benefactor. For all I know, all you're waiting for is a power vacuum and the Vas'Kratoria to take over completely.
What I and my benefactor are looking for is to stop this bickering between nations and people. One people, one purpose, unless you want the entirety of this world to be consumed by more than a handful of forces who are very, very hungry. We provide a specific service, you see. The worst of us, those who act without morals or quandaries, those who have no guidance, no purpose, no faith, no driving force, empty souls who have truly given up on any semblance of morality. They're the most fun, but also we keep this world safe. There's very few people actually really find their way down to us permanently for an extended stay. Things are a lot more complicated than that now, but it's usually the complete faithless, those who act out of impulsiveness, chaos. Because we are law and order, just the most extreme version of it. And the last thing we want is to see you and all your friends consumed by the darkness and hungering shadows that seek to do so. So, if you would but stop bickering and quarreling for power, murdering each other at every turn, for just a taste of mortal power, we may be more inclined to let you handle things on your own, but I'm afraid it's time for us to step in. Now, what side do you want to be on, Dahlia?
Can I just grab my bow real quick and be like in my head, hey yo, Wild Mother, this would be a great time to show a sign. It's been a century or two. I'm just saying. She's just doing that internally.
Okay.
And she's just gonna like look at him, hold Granny tightly, and start turning her just slightly away, spin at his feet, and get up with her.
Well, I already gave you the necklace. It's there if you want it. You might need it sooner than later. Just try not to give such a powerful relic to old women anymore. Key, take better care of your friends, will you?
I tried.
You did. Maybe you should listen to Key more often, Dahlia. They know what they're talking about.
More than a father, it seems.
He just kind of walks through the wall. There's a little cloud of smoke where he was. Like this kind of sulfurous steam. Smells like rotten eggs.
I'm... Granny, are you okay?
I'll be...
So sorry.
I'll be alright. That's... bad magics. You don't want anything to do with that necklace.
Seems neither do I. Okay,
If I were you, I would take it up to the manor. If Henry Cuddleston still lives, him or any of his servants might know what to do with it. And the daughter just, I think you've done enough. I think it's time for you to go. While my brother works for whatever danger you're putting us in, now you're bringing this other shit into our home. Get out. And let me tend to my sick grandmother. My sick mother, sorry.
You're gonna take the necklace. Kind of scoop up Rue. Start walking. Take Key. Continue walking. About to say anything, take Co. And just walk out.
Okay.
Not knowing what the fuck just happened.
You almost killed us. You almost killed the 90-year-old woman. That's what happened. Rudolph, aren't you?
I'm supposed to know that shit was gonna blow up.
He legally is allowed to go, I told you so.
No, they really are, and they really should.
Key, Rudolph said, aren't you near the docks? Go fish up a squid for Octopus Inc.
Oh, wait.
Let me
Dahlia
just
might be
get the
able to help.
proficiency and stuff to do that.
Yeah.
Wait, Dahlia might be able to help. Can make you inks. Real good at foraging.
You hear a voice behind you, Key. A similar voice. It's your family member once again. And it's just a whisper. It says, maybe you should hold on to it. Maybe it's time for you to come into your own. Hell, you may even use it to teach me a lesson or two.
The man has no right being this hat.
And there's no one there when you turn around. But you know that
Increase your standards for men.
But you know that this is the shit he pulls. He does that a lot. He just comes and goes, teleports in and out, misty step sort of a thing.
Dahlia, I have a request.
Yes.
Let me hold on to it. If you decide you truly need it, and can convince me, I will let you. But until then, I would feel safer with it in my possession. It's me he wants.
While they're speaking, Dahlia just presses it into their hands and then just says, no matter what, if I plead or whatever, just keep it. Probably better if neither of us use it. But he knew just what to say to make me consider it, and that's scary. So just, I'm trusting you with that. You seem to have more sense. Or control. Maybe it comes from less to lose.
I
And again, I don't know you that much.
I just need to figure out how to destroy it.
Fair enough. I'm sorry for not listening. That's
I understand. He can be persuasive.
yeah.
It's sort of his thing.
It turned out great though. Huh, Ko? Ko was just dragged out of the shop, not knowing anything going on.
Yeah, Ko, you just watched a 70-year-old woman almost die from strange magics that Dahlia and Key are arguing about.
Ko's just chilling. Ko is just minding their own business. Just kind of not doing anything at the moment. Just like observing.
Key, you hear a different voice. It's more refreshing. From seemingly coming through the roof. Well, that was entertaining to say the least. Who is this?
Devilishly handsome man.
Who is this uncouth devil that follows you around? How dreadful. Oh. Well, your friends are waiting for you at the Ebb Tide on the western edge of town, just before the western bridge by the Evergreen Farmstead. I feel like that's probably the place you want to go and convene. I think your friend Athena is still conversing with her lost love of something at the coffee shop, but this is dreadfully boring to me now, so I strongly recommend, for my sanity, that you move things along. Go.
Shall we go collect Athena and then meet everybody else back at the Ebb Tide?
Oh, and
Yeah, I'd love to get out of here.
hiding is exhausting. Would you like to call me an exotic pet or something?
Oh, hey, look! No, wait, that's not even the voice. Whoo! You know what? It's been a night. Hey, look, everyone! It's that peculiar bird.
I have to get there first, and then you hear like some kind of like pitter-pattering on the roof, and then you see him kind of land outside the door, and just kind of look over at you. He says, "I'm not gonna fly in a place of business or spook all the locals. If I put me on your shoulder or something, call me an exotic bird."
Ah, yes, that is absolutely my exotic bird now.
There
And
we go.
he holds out an arm.
He kind of
Figure out which
flutters
bird
over,
this is.
and it kind of looks like a strange oversized parrot with a long neck. He's like, "This is good enough. It is the minimal amount of effort. I look like some kind of a strange parrot. You see me as is, though."
That's an interesting parrot.
It's a strange bird you've never. It's kind of like the weird bird from Pirates of Darkwater, the old cartoon, but smaller.
Ko's gonna be like, please do keep that thing away from me. We don't know if it has like rabies or anything. Could have diseases. Don't just pick up random birds, Key.
The nerve
Absolutely.
of this wealthy, haughty noble.
I will definitely pass
Can you
that
believe what
message
he's
along.
saying about me?
Dahlia wants to try scratch the bird.
The things I have to endure. Oh yes, it's
Honestly,
it's
if I-
very,
He absolutely loves
If I
that.
get a disease from this bird, I swear.
it's very, very
Nothing
delightful.
hands you down.
You hear like a whirr.
He's kind of cute. Not as cute as Rudo.
Cute. I've
Thank
been
you.
reduced to
I-
cuteness now.
I think I want to call him Faerendale III of the House of the Seventh Son.
That's
Don't-
pretentious.
You hear a voice behind you, Ko. I rather quite like it. You turn. There's no one there. It's very strange.
He's very pretentious.
All right, so you're all heading to the Ebb Tide then?
Yes, Ko's just gonna start walking there because I don't want to deal with all this fuss.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all on our way there.
All right.
Did Key say to just grab Fina on the way, or are we just like waiting?
I
for
would
her at
assume.
the top?
I did say grab Thena on the way.
All right. I would say Thena and Alessia are walking out of the coffee shop around that time. And Alessia and Athena. Alessia just kind of turns to you, and you've been there for a better part of an hour or so. And Alessia says, "This has been really delightful, and I'll see you soon, Athena."
Anna has requested another card pull.
Ooh.
Until next we meet, Alessia.
She holds out a hand to take yours.
She gives her hand.
She just brings it up to her lips and kisses the back of your hand.
Ah, I love when the genocidal maniac is so sweet with her lover.
Right?
You really took fall in love with the villain to a whole new level.
Really falling in love?
Well, we'll see.
We all got our demons.
Literally. You have a devil. Close enough.
Harmony's demon is Migs.
Yes, that.
Do you know what it is? You know the scene from Lilo and Stitch? Maybe send me an angel, the nicest angel you have, and it's just a mega pack.
I
Thank
don't know
you.
if anyone was noticing in
Bad
the,
meter for Migs.
Accurate depiction.
Dives into an ocean for no reason.
I don't know
Bad
if anyone noticed in the Roll20 chat, but it's canon that Migs was dragging a step stool around the pool table.
Yeah.
Ooh, I have.
She's tall. She's as tall as the thing. She can't fucking reach.
All right.
Or maybe she was having Libby hold her up, just like by the waist. All right.
We have another card from Anna, and this is a good one. So okay, so Ko, Key, Dahlia, Harmony, and Thena. You see Thena kind of stand upright, and you can see that a very attractive blonde-haired woman again with the braid down to one side, and the red sash, with an entourage of 4 Vas'Kratorian knights, very, very well armed and well fit, very attractive men, kind of well kept, just the perfect specimens of men. Armor on, one strikingly handsome, dark skin, the other kind of like with a perfect, well kept beard, another with just clean shaven, and just, you know, another generic Johnny Everyman. And they seem to be they keep looking over at her, and she just kind of twirls the braid a little bit, and Alessia is just kind of, you can see her blinking like several times, and she just, Sergeant Liliana, just kind of looks off to the side. It's good to see you again. And she just kind of looks around at the rest of the party and just, it's good to see all of you too. And she looks, as she's facing forward, she just kind of looks sideways directly at Key, and just kind of looks straight and stares directly into Key's eyes, as she seems to continue to talk to everyone.
Does she bear any resemblance to Alessia?
No. Nope.
Oh, I was hoping for some sister rivalry.
No.
Does she know? Do I have a feeling like she knows?
Make an insight check.
Yeah, what's my insight? That's a hot 7.
Hot 7. Yeah, I don't know. She's just kind of being very friendly, and I don't know. Maybe she's into you. Who knows? She just kind of looks right at you and just kind of smiles a little bit, and she's very sultry in the way that she moves, and just kind of looks at all of you in the eyes and gives you a little smile, and almost like smiling with her eyes. Looks at Dahlia, gives Dahlia just a little wink, looks at Ko and kind of bites her lower lip a little bit, and then looks at Thina and gives like a polite little bow. And then you can see one of the men that's with her is just kind of wipes his forehead a little bit, and she just, I'm headed to the fort. Alessia, I believe we have an all-hands meeting. And she kind of shakes her head a little bit like she's confused. Yes, I believe so. It's been a pleasure. And she just kind of sighed. It kind of narrows her eyes and looks over at the sergeant again. Like she's kind of... It's very strange, this interaction. And then I'll see you soon, Thina. And the sergeant just kind of looks back at all of you and kind of looks all of you up, checks all of you out, looks you all up and down as she walks her and as she moves forward, her head just kind of over her shoulder, and she just gives one little like eyebrow raise and kind of like bites her lower lip again one more time as she moves forward. And Anna, that was another anyway, Anna pulled this card. It's lovely. Anyway, moving on.
Also, just little thing.
Alright, so this guy's...
Huh?
She was the one that gave you the invites.
Yeah, tiny little thing. Every time Dahlia's walking outside, Rue is hidden away in the quiver because she don't trust shit, especially Alicia. Just little thing.
Anyone figure out who the sergeant is yet? Who or what?
Is it that gunslinger? I don't know. I keep thinking it's a
Gosh,
gunslinger.
she's a succubus.
I don't know.
Because Tinder was the only flirty person we met in the last campaign.
Rory, go ahead and give yourself DM inspiration. For no reason.
Flirt.
I already have DM inspiration.
Oh, you do? Okay, well, you get a pat on the back.
A crisp high five.
You have double DM inspiration. Give yourself a second DM inspiration. We'll call it that. All right.
Double DM inspiration sounds like the name of a D&D themed bra.
Ooh, it does. Oh, Essie, I wanted to do something else when in the Ebb Tide. I wanted to go save that barmaid from that fiend.
Oh, what fiend? I don't know what you're talking
How do you know the
about.
barmaid isn't a fiend?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Keeping a watch.
So, all right. As you're all making your way over to the Ebb Tide, yeah. So how do you do that, Migs?
So is she by herself right now?
Also, real quick, I want to know what were the 5 roles for who was playing billiards with Libby?
Harmony and Liberty. Limini?
Limini.
Fuck!
Liberty.
Harmony and
kind of
Libby are playing.
Harmony and Liberty.
I hadn't rolled yet. I'm sorry. I didn't realize we had asked for the rolls.
Yeah, we
I
were
will do that.
letting Meg save the barmaid.
Yeah, I'm gonna go save her, cause she's drunk and that old guy. There were 2 old guys being like, "I'm gonna take her home," and I'm like, "That's sus as fuck. That's not good."
That's not.
It's like that's gross.
No, we hate that. We hate that for you.
Isabeth's redeemed a clear quartz, so that is ooh, okay. All right. Would anyone like to make any other insight checks on anyone in any vibe checks on anyone in the Ebb Tide or on the sergeant? Anyone else? Because the clear quartz gives you advantage on the insight checks.
Can I?
On which one?
On the
sergeant
sussy, flirty
vibe
lady?
check.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So go ahead and thank Isabeth for that. So that is vibe check. Go ahead and roll insight at advantage.
Natural 20.
Nice.
And a 19. So
yeah. So
is...
ooh, okay. So a couple of things to be aware of. One, everyone around her, the soldiers are acting very enamored with her. Like there seems to be a conflict of interest there about why she would choose, you know, to have people that seem to be infatuated with her. Also, Alessia seems to be very confused by her presence, her very presence, as if something is very sus. And the whole overly flirty thing and so the whole sexual vibe is very unbecoming of an officer. It's all just really, really strange and really weird. All right, so who's playing billiards against Libby again? Is it Harmony? Okay, Harmony, what do you got for rolls?
Also, I accidentally put those in order, and I didn't mean to.
Oh, no, that's okay. That's actually helpful.
Another natural 20. Whoa.
Oh, nice. All right, yeah.
Type them out.
And all of those are with my int mod, not my dex mod.
Okay, you got it. $23. Oh, this is going to be close. Okay. Okay. 23, and then we have 18, 18, 17, 13. 18, 18.
That's unreasonably close. Libby got 2 higher, and then they tied with 18s, and then Harmony got 2 higher.
Okay, each of you roll one more time, because you each have one ball left. Actually, no, you know what? I'm gonna say both of you are shooting on the 8 ball right now. Both of you are shooting on the 8 ball. It is very, very close. So, I was literally counting on my fingers, and so both of you are shooting on the 8 ball.
I got a nat 20 on one of my Legend of Vox Machina dice. So, total 23.
Did you get a nat 20, Harmony?
I did. Oh,
I got a 19.
Okay, so there's like a big crowd now. Like 7 people are all around the table, including the fabulous quiet gay couple who seems to be watching and cheering you on from the side. The old gay fisherman. I love it. We stand. So, would you please describe how you mathematically use your construct programming to sink the last shot? It's just a matter of simple angles as you're both shooting on the 8 ball. But it keeps ending up in the middle of the table, and like not quite the middle, but a little at weird angles, so you have to get an angle shot.
So, throughout the entire game, Libby takes way longer to actually line up the shot than Harmony does, and it's always like there are like really subtle like whirring noises and clicks as she adjusts it like ever so slightly every time she's about to shoot. And she whiffs a few of the balls throughout, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Still getting the hang of how things move. But as she's getting close to the end, she takes longer than usual. And her eyes, which are ordinarily just really wide and blue, metal irises kind of like narrow as she focuses. And she like leans forward a little bit, tilts it just a few degrees, tilts it up a little bit, and hits it. And the you said the ball was in the middle?
It's like kind of in the middle, off center. That's at a really weird angle.
Okay. She ends up hitting it so that it hits the side of the table,
Mm-hmm.
and then like rides the side of the table into a corner pocket.
Ooh. And those 7 people just woo, and they all kind of break out in applause. And one of a woman comes over, kind of like an older woman, very serious looking. Looks to be one of the fishing crowd, and walks over to Harmony and says, "That's quite a robot you got there."
Yes, a quick learner too.
Where can I get me a robot that plays billiards?
I couldn't tell you.
No?
She's her own person. So...
Do you have her specially made? Custom order?
No.
Well, you literally found me in a hole in the ground. My name is Libby, by the way.
All right, robot. So,
Libby.
if you find out where I can get one of them, Let me
be
know.
sure
I'll
to
be
let you
here.
know. Yes, of course. Yes.
Wow. She calls herself
Technology.
Libby. That's fantastic. Good for her. Good for you, Libby.
Libby is gonna have to face these patronizing assholes
Yeah.
the rest of the campaign. The
Oh,
whole campaign is gonna
100%.
be everyone bopping people like, no!
All right, so you all find
Mig
yourself.
just takes out the next person who disrespects Libby's knees. It's like,
Just ignore them, Libby. Just.
All right,
let them
so
talk themselves into a brick wall.
so I wanna go save that barmaid from the creepy old guy.
You're making a mistake. The barmaid is the fiend. She's a succubus. That's why the guys were arguing over her.
That's fine.
well, someone is, but I don't know.
Migs is like, I'm totally on board with this. Let's
I'm
go.
like, I'm okay with
Back
that. Like,
room
if I
right
get with
now.
a succubus, we can fade to black right now.
At this
Even
time,
succubus deserve to not be preyed upon.
At this time, everyone is together. Everyone arrives simultaneously for the first time in 5 sessions. Everyone arrives together once more at the Ebb Tide. And you have the rest of the evening to yourself. So between now and when you want to turn in, you have the rest of the evening.
Yay.
Thena has been sticking very close to Dahlia, and as soon as we get in, Thena grabs Dahlia's hand and leans down and is like, I have to talk to you right now, in private, and I don't know if I can keep my voice down. You are muted, darling.
Oh, by the way, after figuring out where you were going to stay, you were given a quick, it's sort of a small badge, Harmony, and it would be shown to give to the innkeep here for room and board for the evening.
Nice. Just for Harmony or for everybody?
Just well for Harmony, that will allow you to get room and board on the house, so to speak. However,
Nice.
Alessia did tell you that she needs it back tomorrow.
Okay.
At some point. She basically lent you one of the. She has a writ. It's kind of like a small symbol of the Dragon Keepers. That is, and it has a. It's like a clasp, and it has a scroll rolled up on it, and the scroll is basically like a writ attestation to future payment for room and board from the Vas'Kratorian.
Cool. Okay.
So it's an actual sort of it's like a signet, almost like a signet clasp, and also the parchment.
Hmm.
Very
Harmony
fancy.
will keep that safe.
And so the room and board is just for Harmony, or is it
Everybody.
for all of it? Okay.
Because you are now a special operations manager.
Motherfucking manager.
Babysitting!
Yeah!
I'm a glorified babysitter, but I get paid loads, so it's fine.
I feel like you also have more respect from your peers than a babysitter usually does.
Well, not the
What are
people
you
I'm
talking about?
babysitting.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you talking about? Migs has
Those
no
aren't your
respect for Harmony.
peers. The people you're babysitting are not your peers. They're your
Besides-
charges.
Everyone knows children do not respect you.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm the adult. Like,
Are you though?
I mean, up until recently, I was the only one with a paying job. Though that's unfair. You were stuck in a hole for like I don't know how many years.
Yeah.
I can technically have a paying job.
Delightful.
So I just haven't been paid yet.
I have an occupation as a rebel.
I don't have a paying
Okay.
job because the people in charge don't see me as a person.
You know,
Libby.
that's
Yeah, it
so
really
infuriating.
shouldn't be like that, I guess.
Are we about to do the freaking Hermione Granger, free all elves kind of thing with Livy the construct? Constructs deserve rights.
Constructs deserve
Oh, yeah.
right.
Cool.
Alright. So can I go save this barmaid from this creepy old guy?
Yes, how would you like to do that?
Please do it.
So she's like by herself, like clearing tables or whatever,
Mhm.
while like the old guys like watch her.
Yeah,
Okay,
The-
so I'm gonna go up to her.
the bearded devil. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go up to her and like as she's like kind of fumbling the tray and like kind of like stabilize it and be like, "Hey, sugar, are you all right?"
Thank you, miss. Yeah. Hey, I'm alright. I had a rough day. Okay, I'm just wrapping up the end of my shift. Hey, I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. You know what I mean? Like,
That's
Me
okay.
too.
I don't know what I
like-
want to be when I grow up either.
I mean, look at me. Look at me. This is like, look at this. Look at this. I deserve a little bit more. You can see she's like, oh,
She's a little
worn out.
drunk.
She's she's a little worn as far as life experience. A little bit of makeup, but it's okay. She's still attractive, but you can tell she's had some rough times. Maybe in her like mid 40s or so, but definitely maybe partied a little too hard. She was a little
Yeah.
younger, but she's still something you call attractive, yeah. But she just just kind of looks up and down and is like, like I said, like all this, I want to be an actor or something, I'm like here doing shots and serving these assholes, like. And hey,
Yes.
what's your
Why
name?
don't my name is Migs.
All right,
What's yours?
it's Chelsea.
Chelsea? Why don't I help you with the rest of your shift and then we can go up to my room and have a talk.
Oh,
Talk about your future if you wish.
yeah, I want a
Let all your
girlfriend.
sorrows go.
Okay, yeah. All right. Yeah, let's go have a little talk, sugar.
Why is this gonna be me in 30 years?
Where's
Why wait that long?
Why
Listen,
wait that long?
Now.
I'm here for another hour. Is this one of our regulars really wants to walk me down back to my house? But if you got a room here, I'll stay with a pretty lady. Yeah.
Yes, you can stay with me, or if you'd rather, I could walk you down to your house yourself.
No,
But if you'd rather
it's
stay
like,
here.
yeah, that's just it's an opportunity, and for you, I mean, look at me.
Migs is about to put this ass to bed. Just
Yeah, I'm like, no,
and
she's
walk
drunk.
out.
Yeah.
I'm like, she's drunk. Like, we're not.
Tuck her in.
And I'm like, yes, of course, dear. So let's finish up your shift, shall we?
All right, yeah, here's another hour, and meet me after my shifts, and you can bring me up to your room, and
Why don't I help you?
yeah, I'll show you a
with
few things.
Tell me a few things.
Experience. I will
I would
rock
love
your world, lady.
I look forward to it.
Yeah, you do.
I love this woman.
I love her so much.
And
I'm gonna put her ass to bed.
okay,
In the
so-
course of like 40 years experience,
we
enough.
45. We gotta, but she'll say, if you ask her, she'll say 39-ish.
39.
So yeah, so she'll at the end of the shift, we gotta do one more shot, okay, and then you can take me to bed. All right, and
All right.
and I'll show you a few things. And she just kind of like pops the corset cleavage up a little bit, and she just kind of gives you a little wink.
Adorable.
I
Adorable.
take her hand and kiss her hand. Till later, then, my dear.
Till later, and she just.
I'll be over in the other room playing billiards if you need me.
You're a lucky lady.
Why, thank you. I should say the same for you.
At some point during the night, he turns and says, "Alright, peculiar bird, do you have like a feather by chance? I really need like a quill and some ink."
kind of hands one over, like puts one in his talons, hands it over to you.
This is my new quill. Thank you.
Use it wisely. That is worth a heck of a lot more than you think. That same
You
woman.
don't happen to have any ink now, do you?
What does this look like? This is not. No, I'm not even going to justify that with a response. I can make 101 lewd jokes about that, but I'm not going to because I have manners.
It
Okay.
was just a question. I'm sorry to have offended you. Oh,
No.
sassy, peculiar bird.
Sassy, yes. Listen, I'm sorry. This is delightful. You are delightful. You have lots of layers, I must say. I'm
And I'm
very
like an
intrigued.
ogre.
Like an onion.
That same woman that had called Libby a robot kind of walks by, and was like, kind of stops and looks at Key. And is like, "Hey, I think there's something wrong with your cat," and then just. And then just kind of keeps walking.
Iconic.
Hey,
Wait,
Ma,
speaking of
what's
cats,
up
where's
with this
Twitch?
cat?
Hey, Ma, there's a weird cat outside.
It's not fucking moving.
Oh. All right. Call the Discovery Channel.
Speaking of cats, Essie, where's Twitch? My beautiful,
I
beautiful
forgot
cat.
about Twitch the cat. Sounds like Sonic the Hedgehog OC.
We forgot about him
Who,
this
Twitch?
entire time.
You have
Yeah,
a cat?
Twitch. Yeah, you gave me
Yeah,
a
it was
cat
from a
named
tarot
Twitch.
poll. Like 2 sessions ago. It was
What?
from a tarot poll.
Yeah, we named it
Oh.
Twitch.
We named it Twitch in
Okay.
honor of
Twitch is outside, kind of just.
Cool. Just wanted
Uh,
to make sure he wasn't getting into trouble.
He's streaming. Leave him alone.
Yeah, that
Sorry.
Stop followers.
God.
that same lady goes outside and has like is outside kind of stumbling out, and she's like has a granola bar and she's like giving Twitch little kisses of the granola bar. Seems to be very
I don't know
content
if
with
cats
that.
can eat granola bars, but I
Yeah,
mean,
that's like she
whatever.
rounds it up, and yeah, he just kind of sniffs it and is like back up. But she's trying. She's trying.
I'm sorry.
All right.
I love her.
Thena, upon discovering that we get free room, is gonna immediately try and drag Dahlia up to our rooms. If,
Okay.
she can.
Can I just like, because I told Katya that I'd be staying here, and if anything like a message came back to bring the message here, can I stop at the bar, like asking us like this tall woman is basically just pulling Dahlia, who's like 5 foot.
Oh yeah.
I
By the
wanna
way,
stop and just ask if there's a message.
as you kind of pass by the bar, this is one of the places you kind of head over to Erica Bumblepot, and Erica just kind of
Hey, Erica.
check back in at nightfall.
What?
Check back in at nightfall. Should be on its way by then.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have shots?
She kind of
Rum?
takes two. Takes a bottle of rum. It'll be a silver even.
Oh, fuck yeah, silver. Hell yeah. I hand her 2 silver.
Thanks.
Shots and I go up.
All right.
With Fina.
All right. So, Harmony, I'm assuming that you're showing, taking care of the room situation at some point.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
Harmony
Erica
would
says,
have told
"Wait,
everyone.
you got rooms?" And then probably at that, he, would have.
Yes.
been like-
You two go do what you need to do. I'll sort it out.
They're gonna give you a room first.
Oh, yes.
Thena was just gonna bust down the first door she saw.
Hell yeah.
Good plan.
All right. You look official. Is this official business?
Yes, yes it is.
Okay.
We're traveling
You got a
together.
writ?
Harmony will pull it out. Just hand it
Oh.
over or show it.
Dragon Keepers, huh?
Indeed.
And it opens it up. How many?
7. And some pets, apparently.
Flips it back on. No pets. We gotta chain them up outside.
You heard them. No pets.
Sorry, Megs, you have to wait outside.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey!
Fly
Do you
away,
want a
steal your
piece of
bed.
this rope?
And we don't really have the combinations for constructs, but if you're okay with, 7 it is. 7 it is.
Yes.
All right.
I'll stay in Harmony's room. It's okay.
All right. We
I
got
don't need a bed after all.
how many different rooms? Is 2 okay? I'm running a little tight here. Throw me a bone. Do me a favor. 2 rooms. I feel like that's generous.
That is generous.
2 rooms
thank
and a
you.
free round for everybody. Well, everybody in your party. How about that?
Okay. Yes.
2 rooms. Okay.
Perfect.
That'll
I
be
hope that-
206 and 207. Slams that takes 2 keys. Slams
207.
them on the counter.
Yeah. Harmony will like throw the keys.
All right.
Dahlia
Up
catches
the
that.
stairs,
Dahlia
second
catches
floor, around the balcony to the left, kind of like in the middle.
So which room does Meg's end up taking them?
206.
Outside.
Have a nice
outside.
have a nice evening. Come back
Hey,
for your round whenever.
I'm
Follow
not going outside.
Vas'Kratorian.
I'm not a pet.
Yes. Thank you.
I guess I'm being dragged up the stairs.
Yeah, Athena
Okay.
like waits just long enough to get the key. It's like
Looks at Harmony. What do you want to drink?
Anything strong.
This kind of
The
reaches
round's
under.
pretty good.
Reaches under. You want strong?
Yeah.
How about cachaça?
What is cachaça?
Ask Gaby. She takes it out. It's like this clear liquid, and she just kind of takes. She has two clear liquid. One that is looks like it's a little thick. Looks like maybe simple sugar. She kind of takes it and kind of just pours it into a glass, and then kind of takes a lime out of a wooden bucket. Throws a lime, 2 limes in there. Squeezes it around the bottom before she does. And then squeezes both of them, puts them down there, takes a third, puts it in, and just dumps the cachaça in there, and kind of mixes it around, and then just takes a scoop of sugar and dumps it in there, and kind of just
The way my mouth is watering.
slides it over.
That sounds really good.
It's real good. It's basically moonshine, but very acidic because of the lime. It tastes
Whoa.
good.
We call it this. This is a cachaça drink. It's called a caipirinha.
Okay.
Oh.
It's in
Migs
a
walks
glass.
up and is like,
Listen now. Listen. Okay, this is gonna taste like candy. All right. You only want 3. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes,
Pace
I
yourself.
understand, common.
Okay? 3 will get you toasted. You understand? Like, I mean toasted. And you gotta pace yourself. Okay?
Okay.
Not
Migs
4,
is gonna walk up.
not 5.
Not
3.
6, yes, 3. Yes, I know how to count.
Migs is
And
gonna walk up to the
Harmony
bar
will-
and ask Harmony what she's drinking. Harmony, what are you drinking?
Here, I'll make another one. I'll make it easy. I already got the stuff up.
Yeah.
She makes you one too.
Oh, perfect.
On the house. Seriously. 3. You
3?
put You
Three.
don't want any more. Well, the first one is free. The other 2, if you want 2 more, you're gonna pay for it. Listen, some people, if you don't usually drink, 1 is probably good for the whole night.
Key was close enough to hear free shots and kind of made her way over.
And as a matter of fact, the last time I saw someone drink 4, they were running up and down the streets of the city that we were in, screaming "Caipirinhas!"
Wait, I've had that
Make two as
exact
well.
same fucking experience.
And they were like shaking on it.
I've had that
"Caipirinhas!"
exact same experience, except they were running through a potato field.
Oh my god.
And fell. And they fell because it was like,
Yeah,
1 a.m.
Caipirinhas
Oh
will
my
fuck you
God.
up.
Oh my god.
We
Ko
both
is
took,
gonna
like,
come
7
up to the
pictures.
bar.
Migs is like
And-
4 feet tall. She's gonna get absolutely wasted.
Listen, it's only right. Snow and Key met
No.
over alcohol.
Yeah, that's true. Who else is going up to the bar? Ko?
Ko is
All
gonna
right.
come up to the bar and be like,
Gotcha,
well, in that
gotcha.
case, I'll have 3.
Okay, you're gonna start with 1.
Okay. I will be having 3, but we
It's like I
Okay.
will be having 3.
Well,
I'm
start
letting you
with
know right
1.
now. I will be having 3.
Okay.
Depending on the price, I might get one more.
And okay, Gaby knows this is accurate. Okay, after the first one, right? It's delicious, but first one, but 45 minutes later, you'll be feeling a little buzz. You'll be feeling a good buzz. Like,
Sure.
woo! You'll be feeling it.
I drink like Ember Co will chug it.
Mm.
Just
It's gonna
down.
burn its way down.
Yeah, I feel
yeah.
like
He
Migs
does the
will.
same.
Migs will like clink like shot glasses with
Yeah.
Ko and Key,
Yeah,
and
all
Harmony, and we're all just gonna be like, "Whoop."
All right. So
Yeah, we all just-
so the first round, other than the first 2 shots, is caipirinhas for everybody.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
Dahlia's taking 1 to the room as well. She's just like scrambling, preparing mentally. I don't know.
Okay. All right. So the caipirinhas, as if you want to get the actual drink, it's 1 silver, 1 silver per. If you want to come back and get a drink, because you already had your free shots. So
Miss DM,
yes,
I don't mean to be a party pooper, but are we going to be playing much longer?
about 20 minutes.
Okay. It's just very, very late.
No,
That's
yeah,
all.
give us like about 20. Should be good.
Okay, my
All right.
apologies.
No, you're totally fine. All right.
Right.
So, all right. So our drinking party. What are y'all doing other than after you, Ko? You just chug it down.
I chug it down and then I sip the second one.
You getting another one? Okay, 1 silver.
Yeah, I get
Migs
a
also
second
chugged
one.
hers down,
and
but
then-
she is small, so she's gonna pace herself.
Okay.
Co's
He
gonna
is
hand out the
pacing-
flower crowns that they got for everybody.
He is
Um,
pacing Co when it comes to drinking, so I'll also give him the silver.
Okay. Both of you make Constitution saving throws. If you're both chugging caipirinhas, since it's moonshine.
Migs is only chugging
Okay.
1. Does she have to take a con save, or is she good?
1, you're fine. You'll just get really buzzed really quickly.
I got
Kind of all at once.
15.
15. All right, you're good. Ko is like immediately drunk, like right at as soon as they're done with the second one. Ko, you are blasted, absolutely blasted. And Gaby can attest, right? If you're a lightweight, after your second caipirinha, you're done usually. So that kind of
I take a
yeah.
You're
Fucking
done.
I
2
take
is a
key.
lot.
I take a key and would take Co up to the room at that point.
Co's
Dude,
just
if
like,
Migs
"I
is
love you
drunk enough, she
guys!
might actually end up fucking
guys
this
are the
girl.
You're all so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Just
Wait,
like
hold on.
drunk dancing, singing, inappropriately,
Oh my god.
Awesome. Yes. So the femboy that's working here is like, yes, kind of very much encouraging you. Kind of goes up and starts singing with you and hands you as they come over, hands you another shot of something a little sweet. This is the femboy with the blue form-fitting dress and the white tights and everything, and he says, "Yes, that's what we like to see. Party."
Yeah, Ko is already drunk and is gonna accept it because Ko does not know better.
Okay. He's
Unless
like, "Don't-"
someone wants to
He
try
is
and stop
trying
it.
to gently lead Co up to the room, like
Hold on 1 second, all right? Okay. I'm gonna say, Gaby and stand by 1 second. I hear you. Hold on. Gaby, I want you to go ahead up to the room with Thina, Dahlia and Thina, and proceed. I'm gonna mute myself just for a second.
Oh, wonderful. Can't wait for this. So Thina drags Dahlia into the room, slams the door behind us, and then just has a moment where she's like completely still. She's like, I swear to God, if one more person starts whispering while I'm around, I'm going to go and lose it.
Okay, deep breaths there. gonna place down the shots and then take out a book and then place it on top. So with no moments of it, just cover him with the book type thing, so Fina doesn't just grab one and take a shot type thing.
And then Tina's turn around and gonna squat down, put both hands on your shoulders, and be like, "Oh my gods, are you in trouble? And holy shit, I think it's my fault. We're in a bad place, hun. I think if at all possible, we need to fucking go."
What happened? Did you find out any information about the rebellion that they know of?
Oh no.
Fina?
You know, Dahlia, I think perhaps your fun little game with Darius, where you flirted with the idea that he knew who you were, was vastly underwhelming, because he does know who you are. He knows who you are. He knows where you came from. He knows where your family is. He knows where all of those people in the woods are. And he is planning to kill them all.
I'm just gonna take Rue out of the quiver.
Oh?
Family?
Oh yeah, something about the Watcher's Woods. Having a family out there or whatever.
Funny thing is, family has been gone or killed over 237 years ago.
Very funny, because Alessia just told me you had some extended family in the Watcher's Woods that they know about. And that they would love to absolve of their connection to undesirables, like people out in the woods.
Gaby, you and I had established that you did have some extended, distant cousins and things like that.
Not immediate family. Okay,
yes,
gotcha.
We did confirm. You told me that you did. Mm-hmm. I think you had mentioned that you did have some contacts still there, friends and extended family, people that you have worked with before that you would consider family, and also actual family, so cousins and things like that, nieces, nephews, etc.
Extended family or family?
Extended with
both.
The word used. Is there a difference though? It's still family. Which apparently I don't have any of. It's a fun day when you get to talk to your weird relationship who thinks whatever land you land on is yours to do whatever you want with.
Okay, what exactly was said?
Thina's gonna give the worst rundown of what just happened, essentially saying, I'm apparently some freak of nature related to the Wild Mother. You're apparently the most wanted criminal in the island. And Darius has both of our asses on a platter and tied to Harmony's leash.
I love Harmony up there, just like...
in Dahlia's head, hey, Wild Mother? Yeah, it's me again. So earlier you didn't show up. That's fair. I kind of dug a hole there with that whole conversation. The fuck? Help, please? Just internally grumbling.
Dahlia, come back to me, please. Okay? I found out a lot about myself that I didn't know about before, and I also think perhaps they are here because they were tracking me.
Which means you being here, camp.
Yes. They have had my blood the entire time.
Alright. Well, safe to say we won't be visiting any future camps for a while. That I know of, they don't have mine. They know who I am. Okay. Okay. How about, drink a lot. Go to bed. Something in the manner might help with the whole situation. I don't know. Inkling, unreliable source. But, and then we get the fuck out of Dodge.
Oh yeah, the first opportunity we have to get off this island, we need to take.
Okay, I'm going to sit down on the bed, take the book, open it, grab like a quill, and write 2 names on the page, set it down, and then take both shots. And like in the page, it's the 2 people that died in the camp earlier this morning. It's like a very like chunky ass book, just like filled with names. And she's just gonna sit there, so sipping the caipirinha while feeding Rue snacks.
I will say,
Thina,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Thina takes off all of these stupid leathers and she throws them into a corner, and then she gets into the bed and passes out because she is done.
Fair enough. And how about you, Dahlia?
I crawl in the same bed with Thina and just kind of put myself in a small spoon position with Bruce like small spooning me type thing. So it's like a free type scenario, and pass out because I've been unconscious today. I've seen someone I care about almost die.
It's about an hour before sunset or so. So you can read, you can whatever you need to do, but just unwinding, relaxing, perfect. All right, and okay, the rest of you, I do have a cliffhanger. So Avalon, if you can hang on, I do have it just involves you getting to sleep. That's all. It involves y'all convening for the evening. All right. So everyone else,
You just need to pass out.
yeah, the goal is to sleep. All right, everybody else back down at the main floor of the Ebb Tide.
I
He
feel
is trying to get Ko to go upstairs and go to
Okay.
bed.
All right. So I'm gonna say y'all at least party until nightfall, until the lanterns come on. So, because to get through that second one, it's after Dahlia and Athena had already taken off, dusk, sunset, and you can still hear the festivities from down by the docks. It gets a little louder in the evening, and more people kind of just seem to flood in, and it gets almost shoulder to shoulder, standing room only in here. And that is right after the sun has set. The lanterns come on. There's a magical lantern outside that illuminates in a pretty bright radius the outdoor. There's some people out there smoking pipes. There's like an outdoor patio, which is really just 3 tables that they dragged outside and made a little 3 iron spikes with like a chain dangling around it that makes like a little perimeter. But it's pretty packed. It's people out the door and the little patio area on the grass. And Ko, are you resistant to being taken up to bed?
Ko is sloppy falling all over the place.
Okay. The other bartender, our favorite femboy there, makes sure that you're in good hands. Y'all okay with this one? I want them to have a good time, but I also want to make sure they're safe.
I got him.
Okay.
We're going
all right.
up to...
Enjoy. All right. So Key and Ko. Who else is going with the 2 of them?
Ko's
How
just
many-
like, you guys have a good night. I love you so much.
All right.
Good night.
Are the 2 of
think
you staying with Thina and
maybe-
Dahlia, or in the other room?
For flavor, let's say that Ko and I are staying with Thina and Dahlia.
Each room has two twin beds.
You come in, Athena's passed out. I fully believe
So
this
is
bitch
Dahlia.
slept 10 hours tonight.
So
She has had a bad day. She'd probably sleep 12 hours if you let her. She's...
We did fall asleep an hour before sunset, so...
Mix can just curl up in like an underwear drawer or something. They don't even need bed.
You guys are
That's her favorite spot!
so who's
Hide underneath the bras.
so
I feel like Mix is actively trying to get Harmony drunk.
okay.
You're
Oh,
gonna have to
Lord.
try very hard.
As
'cause
long as
Harmony
he
is
has a pillow,
very
they will literally
controlled.
sleep on the floor. They've slept worse places.
Well, Key, you said you and Ko are going into Thina and Dahlia's room, or your own second one?
I don't know at this point. I said same room for
So-
flavor. Just a drunken... getting it.
All right.
Poe
So,
probably needs to go to bed, to be honest.
so it would make more sense, I think, given the thing, to go with Athena and Dahlia, because they seem to be, y'all had your own thing, and you can be like, okay, well, the Vas'Kratorian crew can have their own room. It seems to make the most sense.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So so Ko is definitely in one of the beds. Thena, you take the other one. So who do you want to put Ko with, Thena or Dahlia?
Well,
Athena and Dahlia
I would
are in the same bed.
Ko.
Yeah.
With Key.
Okay.
Ko's a snuggler.
Oh, okay. All right. So Ko and Key and Thena and Dahlia. Perfect. Okay, so now we have Harmony, Migs, and Libby down in the tavern. There's a party. It's wild. It's standing room only. There's the co-owner of the bar, who you learn and later identify. Then again, their name is our favorite femboy, Samuel in Valia, is actually on top of the bar with 2 bottles of rum and is like, woo! It is also kind of pouring shots from up top on the bar, and they're like doing a little dance in the blue dress.
Harmony had the one like shot, but didn't drink it like a shot. She like sipped that. She was
Meg
serious.
definitely is trying very hard to get Harmony to be drunk with her. So she's trying to she's essentially trying to challenge Harmony to outdrink her.
But if I get myself drunk, darling, all of you will be without a responsible adult in case you get yourself in trouble. So,
I'm plenty responsible.
are you sure?
And anyway, I feel like you could outdrink me. After all, I'm only 4 feet tall.
Oh, I could certainly outdrink you. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, then why
However-
don't you prove it, dear? I won't believe you unless you prove it.
I can prove it to you anytime I want, just not tonight.
You've got to prove it to me tonight. When other time are we gonna have to get absolutely plastered?
I don't know, at the dinner party tomorrow.
That's not what dinner parties are for, Harmony.
Then you're not going to the right ones.
Not
Correct.
these
ones.
cunts.
Now finish your drink and let's head upstairs.
I have a date with Chelsea.
Oh, you have a
So
date. So instead of saving her, you swept her off her feet.
it was an accident.
Oh, of course.
You are aware that Dahlia, did you take 206 or 207?
Took 207.
Okay, so Harmony, you're aware based on what Key had told you that 206 is completely open.
Okay.
That is, they had left that to y'all.
Did you plan on having your escapades in the room in
No.
the tavern, or
I wasn't
elsewhere?
planning any escapades, Harmony.
Mm.
I really am just
You
trying
have
to put her
been
to bed.
nothing but a little shit. The entire
really
time I've
am
known
trying-
you, and you're trying to tell me that all of a sudden you're innocent and don't have anything up your sleeve.
I really am trying to put her to bed.
That bearded devil with the knife is kind of like looking all over all of you, like kind of holding the knife up, just kind of like girling you from across the.
Harmony, like without looking at him, just
I really
Yes.
want to fist fight this guy.
Yeah.
come at me, bro. I'm ripped.
Yeah, for real. It's like, no, you can't take me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a raid! Look at that, party of 6. Excellent. Well, we're just getting to a cliffhanger, so that works. We gotta get these 3 to bed with the drunk bartender that they have.
Okay,
I'm
so
going to
Migs
head
probably
to bed.
definitely gets more drunk
Mhm.
and is going to keep her word and bring Chelsea up to 206, I guess.
Okay.
But we'll try not to do anything. We'll try very, very hard to just put Chelsea to bed.
Okay. All right. You got it. So, after the end of her
She's
shift,
too drunk, bruh.
she pours another round of shots for everyone as promised, and it's just like, yeah, we're gonna party, yeah, and one last shot to round out the night. I just get off my shift. I got this pretty lady right here. All right, everybody, and you all do one more round of shots, and she just kind of like just lean down because you're very short, and like kind of just like leans over and takes your arm and is like, all right, sweep me off my feet. Let's go.
All right. to room 206.
To 206. She turns around and like flashes the rest of the bar. True story, by the way. I actually met this woman.
Really?
Yes. This is an actual real life NPC that I have.
Fantastic.
To the T, including flashing everyone at the bar.
Love her.
Yes.
Love Chelsea.
Once
Okay.
again, I think Aaron and I know the exact same person with different textures.
Yep. Okay, so yeah,
I'm gonna try very, very hard to just put Chelsea to bed and not do anything, especially since Harmony is in the other bed.
Well, so it's about 10 o'clock in the evening, 10 o'clock. Yeah, 10 o'clock in the evening by the time you all get, which is reasonable for this type of world. It's candlelight, the lanterns and everything. The one large magical lantern outside, which provides a lot of extra light. And also, the moon is shining on this first day of the celebration of Oceantide. Again, it's not usually this packed from what you're hearing. It's because of the Oceantide celebration. That's why the other tavern owner and their fabulous blue dress is standing on top of the bar with 2 bottles of rum and is just pouring shots for everyone, doing a little like tap dance on the bar, doing a little spin, a little dress goes spinny on top of the bar. Woo! As they kind of pour more shots for everyone. The half-orc bartender, Erica Bumblepot, is just collecting money and making sure. She has to like grab one guy and pull him over the bar and kind of slap him a little bit and point at the bar. Finally, like he puts his hand up and pays eventually. She just kind of shoves him back a little bit. Eventually, you all make your way up from 206. I would say by the time you get up there, you put Chelsea down on the bed and she just immediately starts snoring.
Perfect.
So problem solved. You tuck her in, it takes you like 20 minutes to undo the lacy boots, right? And kind of get her all tucked in, but eventually you just kind of toss them in the corner. But it's an endeavor, those old school lace up boots.
Yeah. Especially since I'm drunk and she's drunk.
And you're like with the string.
It's not helping.
You see his legs with a string.
What? The string's taller than she is. She's like,
Yeah, but eventually, so you definitely see Mig struggling a lot but eventually 20 minutes later, it's an endeavor. You signed up for this. You get her all nice and cozy, nice and comfortable, right? Kind of loosen up the corset straps a little bit so it's not like it's suffocating her. And get her all tucked in. Nice, tucked in up to the, chin. Put her on the pillow, and she's snoring. Put her on her side. You're a good person. You're a good person and a good friend. So kudos to you. I would say
I would never.
Well, just in general, that's nice of you to make to take care of the drunk lady, make sure she doesn't go home with the actual bearded devil. So good on you.
Yeah.
All right. So you all retire for the evening, and I'm going to change up the music here a little bit.
Who's getting spooky dreams?
No one.
Haha.
No.
You think Essie does spooky dreams in this one? No, but I'm actually doing an actual play now. So this is gonna be. We'll do.
What does that mean? Excuse me, the fuck? An actual
You'll see.
play?
I'm sure.
Well, that's what we are. We're an actual play. Woo! A woohoo moment. All right,
Because we
AfterInfinity.
actually play the game.
Yes. All right. As sleep takes you in the wee hours of the morning, as you all reflect on the things that you have done on your first official day on the Isle of Halavas in the town of Fairhaven on the first day of Oceantide, I believe it's the 35th day of the month. You are all actually, I'm gonna say, what's everybody's passive perceptions?
Fucking enormous. Hold on.
13.
Enormous. 13, okay.
14.
14.
15 for Libby.
Okay.
Hold on, my character.
Harmony, what was yours again?
10.
10, okay. Dahlia?
18.
Okay.
16.
Ember?
13.
Okay, and so Dahlia and Thena, You are woken by a scream from outside. This, "Ah!" It's a woman's scream, and you just like a, "Ah!" It's kind of this very exaggerated, not like. It is a very specific scream. It's like someone just saw something horrifying. Not like somebody who's being wounded. That very dramatic, extended, trying to get someone's attention, but nobody is wounded. It's a very specific scream. What do you do?
Is it like out to a window?
Outside. Yeah, well, all of the rooms have windows. So those old sort of lattice windows, that latticework wood, and then the sort of frosty glass behind them. An old ye
run
old
to
tavern.
the window.
Yeah,
Okay.
have we gotten a full night's rest, or is it like midway through kind of thing?
Companion
It
question.
is midway
since
through.
Libby doesn't have to sleep, does she hear it, or
What's your passive again? 13?
15?
15, yes, I would
Or
say
is
you do.
she? Oh, okay, I was gonna say, or is she like too focused on history books
Well,
at the moment?
Well, you're in the other room, and you also hear that scream, that sort of shocked scream. You listen for any signs of combat or distress or signs of a confrontation, but you do not. You hear some shuffling and some running, but that's it.
What do we see out the window?
You see,
That question.
okay, as you open the window, you see what appears to be a town guard walking over to someone who seems to be very drunk. And just, hey, buddy. Hey. Hello, listen, you scared this poor woman here. What are you doing? And
Athena's
kind of,
already running out there.
you running?
I jump
okay.
out the window.
Yeah, Athena's already like bolted out the door. She does slam against the room for 206. Just poof, poof, poof as she runs by and keeps going.
You jump out the window. Make a dexterity saving throw for me, I guess.
Libby's making her way downstairs too.
Okay.
17 plus 4.
Casting
21.
light on one of her
21.
candles.
Okay. Wow, your quick action may have saved this guard's life. As you jump down, your passive is 19, right?
18.
18. All right. This guard is like holds up the spear and he says, "Hey!" And you can see that there is this individual that is stumbling, just kind of stumbling over, and you can see that this individual is not drunk. It is quite alarming. Their flesh is like rotting off of their skin, and the lower part of their jaw is hanging off by a thread. The eyes are glowing sort of black with black smoke coming out of them. And as they kind of stumble forward, their ragged clothing looks dusty and decayed, and they begin to salivate and hold up their claws and begin to lunge towards this guard and make like a
Attack?
You pull out your bow, an arrow, notch it, and that's where we're going to end the session for the evening.
Fuck! Okay, I have one question, because this will, thing. Has it been 4 hours since Dahlia fell asleep?
4 hours,
considering we
yes.
fell asleep early.
4 hours,
Cool, I
yes.
have spells!
Okay.
Yes!
This is still middle of the night though.
Yes, it's about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Do the rest of us wake up since Thena banged on our door?
Yes, everybody is awoken, and this is just this, again, the jaw hanging off, salivating, sort of black ichor, black eyes with sort of smoke coming out of them, rotting flesh kind of holding out, the hands with some kind of hunger to go and reach over for this guard, and now the guard will be part of initiative instead of dead. So well done on your quick
Wow,
thinking
we
of
saved
jumping out the
someone.
window.
Nice.
Yeah.
How long?
I got
Living
the
life.
high dex.
Yeah.
I feel like Dahlia in her head, she forgets she's a ranger and not a monk. She hasn't died from full damage yet.
Well,
So
Dahlia just kind of jumps out, does a little superhero roll that ends in the pose with a dexterity saving throw over 20. No damage. Very cool. And
she's
just
definitely still holding on
notch
to
the
the
arrow.
baby dragon as well.
yeah, you grab the baby dragon, put it in that papoose?
Yeah.
the backpack papoose?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Um,
yeah.
How long is it gonna take Thena and Libby to get downstairs? Because they were already like going downstairs.
I would say probably 6 seconds, 2 rounds if you're running out.
Okay.
So
I can hold my own in 2 rounds.
And
Yeah.
we did not get a long rest, so anyone who was out of anything is out of anything still, correct? Okay.
Yep.
Except
So
for me.
I'm gonna say if you yeah, it would be with dashing and everything. I would say probably second round. So it's gonna go through this round, and then the next round, and then it will be, but it'll go pretty quick, and then y'all will be there. So it's the guard. So just the only people outside right now, I believe, are Dahlia, the ranger, this guard, and this undead creature, and then the woman who was like kind of running away from this person screaming. Okay, and who?
Seems so.
And I think Thena was right behind Dahlia.
Yeah, but Thena ran out the front.
The front, but okay, so you banged on everyone's doors. So I would say Thena and Libby, y'all will get there after the first round, and everyone else will get there on the second round. Oh wait, no, sorry. Thena will get there on the second round. Everyone else on. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, everyone else on the first.
Yep. Okay. So. Yes. All right. So thanks everybody for another amazing night of Heavensfire. Pretty average night, very steady. I was happy with that. A couple of really good raids. So thank you everyone thank you raiders, thank you new followers, thank you new friends. I'm going to share our Discord here. So if you are queer, if you're into witchy stuff, if you like tabletop role-playing games and Dungeons and Dragons, or any combination of the above, you can join us in our wonderful family on our Discord here. Next weekend, we will be at Anime Boston 2022, so come say hello. Hit me up at ESP Aaron Spencer on Twitter, or at Aaron Spencer 2187 on Twitter. I will be there. I will be there as press, and we will be holding a podcast, just like we did for just like we've done for Anime Boston and AAC and BlizzCon for the past several years. So let's see who we have available here to raid, potentially. My channel. Disguised Toast, MCDM, Mini Celeste, Soul Wars, Alex.
I'm gonna go ahead and hop
Yeah,
off.
you can go ahead and drop.
Good,
good
night,
night.
Also gonna
everybody.
drop. I'm also gonna drop. So goodbye, everybody.
Bye everyone.
Good night, everybody.
I need a drop too.
Bye,
See you next
everybody.
time.